What is going on, Headliner Nation? Here it is, another Saturday night, Week 5 fantasy football. And Kyle, the chat has already been going crazy. We've been sitting here for the last few minutes, and there's 100 people that were sitting here waiting for it to start. What's going to happen now that we actually get going? I'm looking forward to another wild and crazy Week 5. Kyle, how you doing?
You know, it's time for the live show, baby. I mean, you know me. When it's time to go live, Swag Rich feels alive.
I mean, we look forward, not just because it's the weekends, right? We want to get over with our day jobs there for the weekends, but there's something about Saturday night live streams that we just look forward to. We get to hang out with the people for a while, and we're looking forward to answering a bunch of fantasy football questions here tonight. It's weird, right? We're going to have Tuesday football this week, Kyle. I don't remember if I've ever watched football on Tuesday night.
Yeah, unless you're watching like the MAC.
Yeah,
college football plays like weird times during the week, but I do have to give a quick shout out to my man Josh First Come First Serve Simmons, who is constantly number one in the gaming chat every single time I go live. That's his new nickname. I gave him a nickname.
Well, that's impressive. That he gets a nickname that quickly. And before we get going, also I want to shout out one of our faithful to Headliner Nation, our boy Isaiah. Want to make sure that we let him know that we're thinking of him and his family. They've had a rough week this week. They've gone through a few things. I'm not going to put all of his personal business out there, but he asked if we would send along some well wishes to him and his family. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. So Isaiah, myself, Kyle, all of Headliner Nation right here, and we're here for you, brother. Hopefully next week gets better. Just try to keep that positive attitude. That's what it's all about.
You my boy, Blue. You're my boy.
Wow. It didn't really have that oomph behind it, Kyle, but that's okay.
I didn't have what?
That oomph behind it, the "You're my boy, Blue." Will Ferrell
You're
really
my boy,
sold.
Blue.
He really sold that. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
But anyway, let's get into what we do a little bit better, Kyle. Let's talk about some fantasy football. You ready?
Let's do it.
Should we see who's in the chat? There's 500 people watching right now. If you're here, hit the like button because we're about to go crazy with some fantasy football questions. And Self-Made Cripple says it perfectly. We're gonna have Taco Tuesday and football at the same time. We're looking forward to it. I'll eat some tacos while we're watching some football. You're going to dance already? Wow, that's a little bit early to dance. What about Kevin DeMauro? Says for a flex play, Bobby Trees or Jerick McKinnon?
Bobby Trees.
I think Bobby Trees is probably
not quite a must-start. Mostart's back.
Well, not quite a must-start, but he's coming back, and we're looking forward to that also. What about
Stephen Drakes, who wants to know, do I flex Deebo Samuel, Jonnu, Gallup, or Justin Jackson in a full PPR? I have Gallup and Deebo as a start this week. I don't mind Jonnu here, but you would have to basically wait till Tuesday and hope that they don't have another positive test. That's a little too risky for me.
Yeah,
so if you want to be safe with it, I'm going Deebo. If you want some upside, you go with Gallup. Just know Gallup's floor is a lot lower than Deebo Samuel's.
Yep, I'm going Deebo. I like how they, involve him in that offense. It's very creative, right? It's not just line up on the outside and catch passes. They put him in the backfield. They put him in motion. They get him on the jet sweeps. They're getting him involved so many different ways that they have for the past, however many times he's played a game in San Francisco. It's kind of like he's like a Swiss Army knife. That's what we'll refer to Deebo Samuel as.
Fishhead 850 wants to know Crowder, Jefferson, Singletary, flex, and a full PPR. Jefferson's a must start for me this week. Singletary is going to get more volume, though, so it kind of depends on what you're looking for. Jefferson, to me, has a lot more upside than what Singletary has this week.
I think he does, too. Plus, I still think he's a little bit safer with Singletary playing on Tuesday night. Can the Titans get a few more days of negative tests? We're trying to break a record in Tennessee, it seems like, here these days. But, I like Devin Singletary as a safe play. The only thing I don't like about Singletary is the game on Tuesday and the question marks. Crowder, we love Crowder. You loved him more than I did this offseason, but now he's got Joe Flacco under center, which is enough cause to pump the brakes a little bit. But the potential shootout between Minnesota and Seattle, I think Justin Jefferson has the highest ceiling of the entire group there.
Eric Cruz says Swag Rich and Jay Dizzle. What? Is Ingram a flop, built more like a wide receiver? I don't think he's a flop. I threw out some pretty toasty stats about Evan Ingram in my tight end rankings video this week. I mean, he's second in the league in targets for tight ends right now. Oh, wait, no, third in the league for tight ends right now in terms of targets. But his like the passer rating when targeting him is like 30%. Also, Daniel Jones has thrown 3 interceptions when trying to target him as well. So the connection just hasn't really worked out this year for one reason or another, but he's in a smash position this week. I mean, if there was ever a week for him to break out, it would be this week.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I've never been an Ingram truther, and I'm not going to say that he's the flop. I think that the bigger flop, like you just said, is Daniel Jones. I mean, we mentioned at times, last year, he had some quarterback 1 weeks last year and actually showed some potential. This year, he can't even find the end zone outside of week 1. So I think he's probably the bigger flop than Ingram. He's just not getting the quality targets.
Absolutely. Don't forget, we're going to have to get to 900 likes to let it flow this week.
But I got my helmet ready.
Y'all got to start hitting that like button. If you want us to let it flow, let's get moving. VW fan says, is the live chat working? I believe so.
Yeah. We've been going back and forth with the Headliners Club, which is what we like to call that live chat. But yes, of course it's working. We've already gone through there a few times.
So hit that like button. Let's get to 900 likes and let's get the flow moving. HQ Productions. D'Ernest Johnson or Cam Akers to pick up from waivers. I have Mixon, Jonathan Taylor, and Eckler in the IR. To me, really, it's going to be a crapshoot no matter what. D'Ernest Johnson, yeah, you can grab him. He's basically a Kareem Hunt injury away from taking over as more of the full-time back, but you have Kareem Hunt in front of him and Nick Chubb, who would be back, in a few weeks. Cam Akers is the guy who could, if he performs better at any point in time, take over the backfield. It's a little bit more open for Cam Akers than what it is for Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue there for me is if you need help right now, I go D'Ernest Johnson. If you're looking for a bench stash, to kind of, sit back and wait and see, I think Cam Akers has more value late season. But right now, if you need the immediate help, then it's D'Ernest Johnson because you should have him for at least the next 5-6 weeks until Chubb comes back.
Joe Cotting wants to know, do I gamble on Jonnu Smith or do I play Gaseki or Ingram this week? I've Gaseki a little bit higher than Ingram right now. Jonnu is higher than both of them, but it depends on if you want to gamble or not. Basically the same thing we said last week about Kansas City and New England. We didn't know if they would play or not. This is a risk you're going to have to make a call on this week. Jake and I can't make that call for you because one positive test comes out, this game is done. Mm-hmm. So it's the same, it's the same thing. And they're not playing until Tuesday night. Last week, it was kind of, oh, well, if New England and Kansas City has another one, then maybe it's on Tuesday. Right. No, it's none of those. It's on Tuesday. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So it depends on what you need in your lineup. Jonnu Smith, for me, is higher than both of them. He has the best upside. He has the best matchup. But again, one more positive test and he's done. So it depends on what you want to do with your lineup there.
Yeah, because the most important, I mean, we like Jonnu out of the group by far, but it's that risk. And if you're willing to take it, it's a huge potential ceiling for Jonnu Smith, but it just depends if you want to take that chance or not.
Llama 271 needs a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex. We've got Miles Sanders, J. Rick, McKinnon, Mixon, Beckham, and Fuller. One running back, one wide receiver, one flex.
I mean, it's not too bold to go Fuller again out of that mix, right? I mean, Fuller, he's healthy. I mean, as long as Fuller's healthy, I have no problem putting him in on a weekly basis. So I think Fuller would get one of the spots there for me for the wide receiver or the flex. I mean, Beckham, Mixon, Sanders, none of them have easy matchups this week. I think McKinnon may be a safer flex if you want to go McKinnon. So if we went McKinnon in the flex, Fuller at one wide receiver, are you starting Mixon or Sanders?
The Mixon truther obviously wants to go with Mixon here, but Miles Sanders, to me, if you're in a half PPR or a PPR league, his ceiling is probably a little bit higher because we know he's going to get some targets out of the backfield. Philly will probably be trailing. They're going to have to dump the ball off, offensive line issues. Sanders is going to be the guy that potentially picks up some of those yardage or some of those targets and get some of that yardage. So for me, the ceiling in a half PPR and a full PPR probably is a little bit more with Miles Sanders right now, even though we did see it with Mixon last week. Do they go back to it? That's what I got to see. If they do it back-to-back weeks, and I'm fine moving forward with Mixon in that capacity. But again, it's a pretty tough matchup still this week for him.
You still got to worry about Baltimore. I mean, Sanders got to worry about Pittsburgh. I mean, it's a bad matchup for both guys. Sanders may be slightly safer in my opinion, but I mean, after what they did with Mixon last week, it's hard to sit him.
We got 1,000 people right now hanging out in the Headliners Club, but we need 900 likes if we're going to let it flow tonight.
I was waving to the people, Kyle.
Hit that like button.
I was waving to the people.
That's what we need.
Hey, well, I'm seeing a lot of people out there in the Headliners Club talking about Teddy Bridgewater. I like me some Teddy Bridgewater this week. Teddy B. This is the week of Teddy B. Why? Look at who he's playing in Atlanta. I mean, who's playing defense for Atlanta? Anybody know in the secondary for Atlanta who's going to be playing? Because they're all hurt and banged up. This could be the week that Teddy B is fantasy football viable.
Gerard Delafera dropping a 10 bomb for us. Gerard, really appreciate that. Full PPR. I'm 0-4. I'm debating leaving MTN with Traquan Smith on the bench for backup if he sits, but currently I have Drake in the flex with Mixon and Connor at running backs. Would you start Drake or leave Michael Thomas in? If Michael Thomas plays, I probably go ahead and start him. If you want to be safe, though, knowing Drake's going to get some type of a workload, you just end up leaving Drake in there.
I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second about Kenyon Drake because a lot of people...
Let me put
Thank you.
Okay, there you go. It's down for you to step up onto.
Okay. A lot of people, and I get it, right? I mean, the guy has been a disappointment through 4 weeks of football. I'm 100% not arguing that fact whatsoever, but I'm seeing a lot of questions about Chase Edmonds. And I get it. He's outscored him so far because he's found the end zone a couple times. I get that. But a lot of people are saying, oh, Edmonds is better. He should take over the backfield. I mean, do you not watch the games? Because if you watch the games, it doesn't matter who you have back there. Whoever is getting the play calling, whether it's Drake or Edmonds on those early downs, are not being put in a position to succeed. The reason that Edmonds is finding some success is because they're using him a little bit in the passing game. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I mean, that's what was going towards Drake last year that is not this year. But we're starting to see the Cardinals lose some games in the offense to become stale. Do they kind of revert back to what they did last year? I think they do. I'm not 100% giving up on Drake. Yeah, he's been a disappointment, but look at all the people who traded and hopped off the Mixon bandwagon a week early. I'm not going to do that for Kenyon Drake. I'm still going to hold on to him. I'm not going to say that Chase Edmonds is, way better than Kenyon Drake because there's nothing that supports that other than opinion. Off my soapbox.
Perfect.
You can have your box back. Thank you.
That's right here. Valentin Polanco. I traded Drew Brees and Gordon for Russell Wilson. Did I do good? If it is a 1 QB league, I probably wouldn't have done it. I don't ever give up assets to get a quarterback in a 1 QB league. I'll stream if I need to before I do that. If it's like a super flex or a 2 quarterback league, I'm feeling that trade. Then that's a good one. So it depends on the format of your league.
Yeah, because I'd hate to lose a little bit of running back depth there with Gordon to get Russell Wilson. Yeah, you're going to probably get a few more points in the quarterback category, but you may lose some at the running back spot. So it just all depends on your depth also.
VW fan 32, if Mostert plays, start him over Drake in a full PPR? Nope, I'll still roll with Drake there.
I mean, how limited is he? How many people got burned by Julio last week because he sat after halftime? I mean, you never know how much of a workload these guys are going to get, and he's been limited all week, Mostert has, so it's not like he's been 100% all week good to go.
I got to give a shout out to Greenish Lantern 1. Not sure how this works since it's my first live episode. Welcome into the Headliners Club. Thanks for catching us live. He wants to know, would you rather start James Conner or Hunter Henry for the flex in a 10-team PPR league? That is James Conner for me. 152.67534, 829.45%.
It's like pi or something, right? It's been a long time since I've been in math class. But our rankings based off of PPR or standard? Daniel Chima, I see you out there in the chat. They're half PPR. They're half PPR so that no matter which format you play in, you can kind of use them for your format. Obviously, we're not going to sit here and say there's this big of a difference. I, for one, do not think there's that big of a difference between half PPR and full PPR. My rankings probably aren't going to be much different, maybe for more than a handful of guys. Same thing going down to standard from half PPR. I mean, maybe the guys who aren't involved in pass-catching offenses in the backfield, at least, maybe they get bumped down a couple spots. But that's why we do half PPR, to kind of give everybody the opportunity to use the rankings.
My man Raybot, who's back in the chat this week at Flex, Who should I start? James White, Sammy Watkins, Traquan Smith, or T. Higgins? I also have Darrell Henderson, but I'm not sure about him. Me personally, I'm going to go with Traquan Smith. I think he has the highest upside to take one to the house. Him and Drew Brees have been in a really good connection recently. And even if Michael Thomas plays this week, I still think he has the ability to go deep.
Well, I'm not going to comment on his ability to go deep or not, but here's what's crazy is the more I looked into a lot of the numbers this week, why? And I'm not saying this is just like more of a gut feeling, right? This is just a gut feeling. This isn't based on anything factual. This is just me being brutally honest. For some reason, why do I think that Sammy Watkins is going to have a decent week this week? It just seems like a Sammy Watkins week to me. A matchup going up against the Raiders. His target share has been decent the last 4 weeks. I mean, he's not doing a whole lot outside of week 1, but I mean, the volume is there. I'm just kind of feeling Sammy Watkins a little bit, but this is a 100% gamble. It's a gut feeling. It's not something that I'd recommend everybody do, but if you're in a pickle like this, I don't hate Sammy Watkins.
Me personally, I think Mecole Hardman is going to be in for a pretty decent week because last week he finally saw his target share and snap share go over Robinson. That's kind of been the thing that's been holding him back so far this year. And Jake, you talked a lot about him this offseason. Really thought this could be a year to break out. Who knows why he got off to a little bit of a slow start, but maybe here in week 5 is the week that he finally goes boom. And if he goes boom, more than likely Sammy Watkins is not. So me personally, I'm going to skip over Sammy Watkins because he's just still a little bit up and down for me.
I thought we agreed that we're not going to say go boom. We're going to say go ham this year.
Go ham. Did we? I don't remember that.
I thought that was an earlier show.
Maybe
all this talk in our group chat about food earlier, made me think of ham. I don't know.
What if I say he went boom ham?
Nobody else says that, so if they do it, we know they're copying us like other people.
I mean, that wouldn't be the first time this week that happened.
No, wouldn't be the first time people stole all of our content. Anyway, moving on, Kyle.
Big O, should I trade Jonathan Taylor for Gallaudet? It's a pretty even trade. Would I potentially want to do it? Not unless I really desperately needed a wide receiver and my running backs were, solid. So it depends on who else you have at running back. It's good value. Gallaudet value-wise is probably just a tad bit higher than Jonathan Taylor. However, for me, I love my running back. So if you're short already at running back, I probably wouldn't make that deal. I would just keep them.
Yep, absolutely. And I saw one out here too. Our boy Chris Chouse out in the chat telling Headliner Nation what's up. I saw somebody ask, I forgot. I can't find the name, but the question was Drew Brees or Teddy Bridgewater. And actually this week, I got Teddy Bridgewater a couple
Teddy
spots
B higher.
So I don't remember who asked it, but yeah, sorry.
Don't forget, Headliners Club, when we get to 900 likes, we're going to let it flow, and we're going to rapid fire through all the Headliner Club questions that keep coming in. So do me a favor, hit that like button so we can go ahead and let it flow. We've got over 1,200 people hanging out right now. Also, if you're sending super chat questions, we'll get to them. Don't worry. If you send one, stick around and watch because it will get answered. Isaiah, my man, my guys, thank you so much for that. Tearing up, and it's not because of Kyle singing. Thank you, Isaiah.
Okay, that's enough.
Should I risk starting Thomas or play Edelman? If Thomas is going to play, I'm going to start MT.
Yeah, because we don't even know if Cam's going to play yet, right? So who's going to be throwing the ball to Edelman? We kind of saw what happens with that last week. So if Thomas plays, he's the choice. I mean, the hard part is you're going to have to make a decision before 4 o'clock or so on Saturday or on Sunday. So if you're worried at all, you may have to roll the dice.
Tom Henry says it's his first time in the live show. A couple of first timers tonight. Tom, welcome into the Headliners Club. First time chatting. Should I play Hardman or Gallup? I've got Gallup higher in my rankings this week.
Hardman's just one of those guys, boom or bust, right? You just never know. He's either going to get you 15, he's going to get you 2. So just not as safe.
I'm seeing a lot of Cam is out. Did one of us say something about Cam being in?
No.
Okay.
No, I just said earlier we didn't even know if Cam had the. I mean, he still has the opportunity to play, I believe, but he hasn't been cleared to play.
I think he's out this week still.
Are we sure?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
I thought so.
You go ahead. I'm checking.
I'll say I'm 92.765482.
Well, all of these decimal points is really confusing me.
Lucas Indall, Drake, Master, or Boyd for flex in a PPR league. I'm going to go Drake there. If you want the safety and the volume, if you want the upside, we're going to go with Boyd. And the rest of the season outlook for Swift in a PPR league, is he a buy low? Absolutely he is. In PPR leagues, I think he's only actually had one game that he hasn't had double-digit points. So Swift is a buy low option, in my opinion, if you can still get your hands on him. Hold on. I got to scroll back up here now.
I mean, the last thing I see here is an update for Cam is he did not practice today, but he is not ruled out as of yet. It's just unlikely that he plays.
Okay, perfect. Livingstone Lynn, much love to you guys. Love you, Livingstone. Wow. Pick 2 full PPR. We've got OBJ. We've got Parker. We've got CeeDee Lamb. We've got DJ Moore. And we have to pick 2 of them. For me, OBJ and Parker are the higher ranked guys. If you want a little bit more upside, then I'm going to go with OBJ and CeeDee Lamb. If you want to be a little bit more safe, but you want the upside, then it's DJ Moore. It's OBJ no matter what for me at this point. It kind of depends on what level of risks that you want. If you want to go level 1 risk, the least risky of them, you go with Parker. If you want to go with level 2 risk, the second riskiest one, you go with DJ Moore, and the third is CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody, and myself included, loves Teddy B this week, he's going to have to throw it to somebody. Yes, Robbie Anderson will be one of those guys, but this could just be that game that gets DJ Moore back on track, right? I mean, a lot of people disappointed, but the stars are aligning for him to have a good game here this week. But yes, of course, because of the performance so far this year, he's a risk. Odell has a tough matchup against the Colts. I mean, it's not like a walk in the park by any means. I would have to say if it's me, I'd probably lean towards the safer option of Parker and Moore. And if I'm going to gamble, then I go OBJ and Parker.
And then we need to pick one. Jacobs, Mike Davis, or Drake. It's Jacobs for me.
Yeah, I can't sit Josh Jacobs.
Joe Cotting, PPR pick 4. We've got Mike Davis, Drake, Singletary, Gordon, Joshua Kelly. I'm going to leave Josh Kelly on the bench.
Out of those options, if we have to sit one, it's going to be Josh Kelly for me also. Just because Justin Jackson's still going to be involved.
If you're worried about Singletary, then play Josh Kelly over Singletary.
On Monday Night Football. At least that'll buy you another day. That way, if you have Singletary in your lineup, he's a Monday night game. It's a Tuesday night game, but if you have Josh Kelly as a Monday night, it kind of gives you that backup one extra day.
If you disagree with me, you are stupid. Just throwing out a $2 dono. Appreciate it.
I've seen him in the chat a lot this week and stuff, so appreciate all the comments.
Yes. Joshua Alexander was offered CEH for Thielen, Drake, and Jonnu WYT.
Would you trade?
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Good one there.
Yeah.
CEH for those 3. If you've already got another tight end, if you're pretty good at wide receiver, it's not a bad trade. If you're pretty thin all the way around, though, like if you were to trade Thielen and at this point you've just got some wide receiver 3s, then no, I probably don't do it. Oh, crap. We'll get to it soon.
Okay.
We'll get to it soon. I'll explain then. But that's for me. Like, I don't mind the deal at all. I don't think it's bad value-wise. This might be the time to sell high on Drake. If for some reason he goes out and bombs again this week, then, you've probably made a great move. But it kind of depends on what your wide receivers look like for me.
Yeah, you need some depth because you're giving up 3 pieces at 3 different positions. And if you don't have the depth behind it, you could be in for some trouble.
RC Productions, fellas, I am 0-4, but I started 0-4 last year and made it to the second round. 2 flex spots: Slayton, Patrick, Higgins, Jonnu Smith, and a PPR. For me, definitely Darius Slayton. Good matchup, has an opportunity to score big this week. The other one for me would be Jonnu Smith, but again, if you're not feeling it, if you're worried about the game, then go with T. Higgins.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a for sure, right? It's a gamble all the way around. I mean, Jonnu is the one I feel the best about, but his game is the most in question. So that's the issue right there. I mean, if you want to gamble, I would go Jonnu and Slayton. If you want to play it safe, then yes, Slayton and Higgins.
Martin Sanchez, Medina throwing out the 20 bomb. Martin, you're crazy, bro. Love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate the major support. DJ Moore or Michael Gallup in a standard, please. I need your help. DJ Moore is still higher for me.
Yep. I mean, the matchup is just too good to ignore. I just can't ignore going up against Atlanta. That's how bad they are.
Yep. Isaiah back in with another donation, starting Gurley, Hunt, flexing Mixon, and David Johnson. Should I put in Hollywood Brown or Damian? Yeah, I'm a hit. Homie Harris for anybody. Isaiah is killing it with the nicknames the last couple of weeks.
He's all about those
love
nicknames.
it. Me personally, I'm sticking with that lineup.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, what worries me about Damian is it doesn't look like Cam's going to play. But I mean, that's the biggest issue there because Cam likes Cam's number a lot. So, but yeah, I'm probably keeping it just how you have it. Play it
Hughes, Dearness Johnson, Nyheim Hines.
Dearness Johnson by a mile.
Okay. Woods or Marquise Brown?
Robert Woods by close to a mile.
We are on the same page.
Perfect.
Kyle Riley throwing out a 10 bomb. Thanks so much, Kyle. I combined Kyle and Riley together and said Kylie.
Well, I mean, it's your own name, though, and you still got your own name wrong.
My bad, Kyle.
It's like me calling somebody Jack that's name is Jake.
PPR have Hunt, Kamara, and Cook. Wide receivers are D-Hop, Woods, Juju. Do I trade Hunt for Keenan Allen now or ever, or do I wait until week 8 after my running back buys and try for Allen then? Would you take Hunt for Allen in week 8? Personally, for me, I'm not going to let go of Hunt right now. If you can play Hunt, Kamara, and Cook, your wide receivers of Hopkins, Woods, and Juju are solid as hell. Yeah. Trading away Hunt at this point, basically to add a 4th wide receiver, I'm not feeling it.
No, I'm keeping Hunt for the long haul. I mean, he was producing with Nick Chubb. Without Nick Chubb, I mean, it could be even more. So,
yep. Again, appreciate that 10 bomb, Kyle. Sorry for messing up your name. Yeah. Agent Orange, no question. Just a thank you for consistent, solid advice. I drafted James Robinson because of you guys. You made me look like a genius. That when we go back in time, Jake, James Robinson is going to be like one of my best calls of the season. Absolutely love that. I included him in that article. Agent, glad you were able to get a hold of him. Thanks so much for that donation. Really appreciate your support. Sandeep Batram, PPR trade, giving Jonnu and Terry McLaurin, getting Kelsey and David Montgomery. Rest of my team is Gallaudet, Woods, Deante, Ruggs, Kamara, Jacobs, Singletary, Murray, and Hines. Me personally, because you have Kamara, Jacobs, and Singletary already, you don't need David Montgomery. And even though Travis Kelce is a pretty big upgrade for you, Jonnu Smith has held his own this year and been an excellent smash in the tight end position every single week. I would rather keep Terry McLaurin so you can start McLaurin, Gallaudet, and Woods every single week.
I mean, it's hard because I know it's Jonnu Smith compared to Travis Kelce, and it's really hard to compare Travis Kelce to anybody else because the points can come in bunches. We've seen that before, but I mean, with you getting David Montgomery, I mean, are you even going to start him on a weekly basis? And with your lineup, you may not. So, I mean, that's where I kind of look at it. I like where the trade is heading, but I may try to switch up the pieces maybe a little bit if possible.
So, Sandeep, appreciate the question there. That's what we would do. Mario Rios, standard league, pick 2 wide receivers for this week. Keenan Allen, Will Fuller, or Juju. It's going to be Juju for me 100%. Allen is safer. Fuller has more upside. I probably still roll with Allen this week. He's been getting a ton of targets.
I like Allen too, especially now with no Austin Eckler. Do we see more Keenan Allen this week? I would go Allen and Juju myself.
Isaiah again in the chat. Scotty Miller sucked, and apparently Brady doesn't know 4th down anymore. Got Ingram and Singletary. Should I do Gaskin or Dearness Johnson? It's Gaskin over Johnson for me because Gaskin has the opportunity to get more of a workload.
I think Gaskin may have the safer
right now.
He may be the safer floor this week. Is it super high ceiling? Probably not, but it probably isn't for either one of them. So, I mean, you may be a little bit safer with Gaskin.
Josh said WIT is what you think. But he likes, would you trade him better?
He was asking a trade question, so I mean, I was trying to
Hey, chat, don't forget, we've got almost 1,500 people hanging out in the Headliners Club. We get to 900 likes, and we're going to let it flow. If you're watching right now and you haven't hit that like button, do that for us. Hit that like button. We're going to let it flow very, very soon. We're at 644 right now. Let's get up to that 1,700 people watching that we did last week, man. Whew.
Daniel Schultz, I see your question out there. It says, thin at running back this week, full PPR, White or Hines? I'm still going with White. I don't trust the backfield at Indianapolis that much because Jordan Wilkins is also involved, along with Jonathan Taylor there. So I'm going James White in a full PPR still.
Stevie Wonders brings up an excellent point. He said, hit that like button because you have a better chance of getting your question answered when we let it flow. When we let it flow, we get to a ton of questions. So that's a great point. The quicker we get there, the more questions you're going to get. Because if we get there quick and we let it flow, we might do it multiple times.
We may have double flows.
Saucy.
Wow.
Curtis Jones. Sad world when I'm starting Drew Sample over Zach Ertz. Need the guaranteed points bad. I don't think Drew Sample is guaranteed points over Zach Ertz. No. Sample hasn't been great the last couple of weeks. I will say this. They are putting him on the field quite a bit. I mean, he's playing over 80% of the snaps. Why? Well, because he's a pretty decent blocker, and the offensive line haven't been blocking that well yet. So Sample has been out there to kind of help with that. However, Zach Ertz is and always been the main target for Wentz, and everybody's hurt. I don't think starting Sample over Ertz helps you in terms of guaranteeing points.
I mean, talking about guaranteed
Zach
points.
Ertz over Sample.
Last week, guaranteed points, 3 catches for 47 yards. Week before that, 1 catch for 1 yard for Sample. There's no guaranteed here. He only had 1 catch week 1 for 7 yards. Week 2 is what everybody's hanging on to because he had 7 catches for 45 yards, but still hasn't gone over 47 yards on the season yet.
Oh, baby, less than 100 likes away from letting it flow, so we're going to pick it up just a little bit. It's a throwaway. Starters, Herbert, David Johnson, Mike Davis, Justin Jefferson, Scary Terry, Evan Ingram, Melvin Gordon. On the bench, he's got Edmonds and Kelly. How's my lineup look for this week? Me personally, I'm sticking with what you got.
Yeah, I'm not trusting to start Edmonds or Kelly just yet, and not with the options that you have ahead of them.
Vikash Chand, hey boys, what do you think about Herbert as a QB1 the rest of the season? Probably not a QB1 for me. I don't think he has quite that upside. I think he's going to be like high-end QB2, though. They're throwing it more than enough right now, and he's done well so far, but he's still a rookie. At any point in time, he could run into a little bit of a buzzsaw there, and he comes back down to earth.
Top 12 is a stretch. Top 15, I could totally see it.
Stuart Morrison, Hill, Lamb, Jefferson, and Scary Terry, bench 1. I'm benching Lamb this week if I have to bench 1. He does get full PPR with 5-point bonuses for 100-plus receiving yards. Still, I'm going to sit Lamb. You can't sit Hill. Jefferson is one of my must-starts this week, one of my Manscaped must-starts. Scary Terry has been way too good this year against very good cornerbacks for me to sit him. Kyle Allen kept DJ Moore fantasy viable for a majority of the season last year. So if you're worried about Kyle Allen, I don't know if I would be that worried. Lamb to me is the guy I have to put to the bench there, unfortunately.
I really don't want to sit any of them at all. Lamb has the most competition for targets in his own offense. Do I like to sit CeeDee Lamb? No, I do not. But he's got the most competition, the hardest road to targets. So I'd probably have to sit CeeDee Lamb.
Also, we're going Mixon, Gibson, or Joshua Kelly. Pick one. Gibson is certainly interesting.
I like Gibson. I still have Mixon a couple spots higher. Okay. But I don't dislike Antonio Gibson. And I think having Kyle Allen under center actually helps Antonio Gibson. He's still got a difficult matchup going up against the Rams and Aaron Donald there in the front 7 of the Rams. So it's not an easy matchup, but it wasn't for him last week when he balled out against Baltimore. Personally, I still got Mixon a couple spots higher.
Isaiah says, I got Bake Sale as my starter. Should I go with Teddy B? Or yes. Teddy, bring me Atlanta's bad D Bridgewater. Or Justin, how's my long hair Herbert instead? It's Teddy B for me this week, even over the Bake Sale.
Yep, absolutely. I'm going Teddy B. It's Teddy B week, y'all.
Gabe Rydell and a full PPR. Robert Woods or Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin's safer this week.
I think it's really close. Yeah, I mean, Terry McLaurin, but it's super close. I think either one of them are going to be a great start for you. But yeah, McLaurin may be slightly safer.
Yeah, I've got Woods right in front of McLaurin. KCB Chris says, please help. Choose 2 of 3. Mixon, Kenyon Drake, Justin Jefferson, full PPR. Thank you, guys. Justin Jefferson, to me, has a higher upside in a full PPR. So do you go Drake or do you go Mixon?
God, I hate Kenyon Drake right now. I hate that I love Kenyon Drake.
This should be an easier question to answer.
This should be easier, but I mean, Mixon's got such a tough matchup. I mean, they both have that bust opportunity, right? I mean, Drake has the better matchup going up against the Jets this week. I mean, to me, Drake is safer, but I got Mixon ranked higher still, so Mixon and Jefferson is probably what I would go with, but I would not be surprised if this is the week that Kenyon Drake shows out.
Yep, almost at 900 likes, closing in on it. Remember, we're going to let it flow at 900 likes, but also if you're sending super chat questions, we are going to get to them, okay? If you send one, stick around and listen because you will get an answer. Darian Halliburton, Schultz or Ebron and a PPR. Thanks, guys. Schultz, to me, is safer, but Ebron probably has a little bit higher upside this week with that matchup.
Yep. I mean, I probably feel a little bit safer with Schultz just because he's getting right around 5 to 7 targets a week. I personally would probably go Schultz, but I think Ebron has an opportunity this week also.
Drew says, what's up, Kyle? What's up, Jake? I'm having trouble in my flex. John Brown, Mark Ingram, or Dearness Johnson in a full PPR. I'm skipping out on John Brown. Looks like he re-injured that hamstring in practice yesterday. Did not look good. He came up limping. Dearness Johnson, to me, is going to get Kareem Hunt's going to be the guy getting the majority of the workload. I'll give Mark Ingram one more shot this week.
Yeah, I'll go with Ingram, but I don't love it.
Andrew Sabarella says, you guys have both come a long way and most definitely left your mark. Hell of a job. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate the compliment. Need a flex full PPR. Boyd or Chark? Thanks. 4-0, by the way. Drive on. I have to check and see who I have higher. I have got
DJ Chark, DJ Chark.
I've got Chark higher than Boyd. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going
That's
Chark
what I'm
also.
going with.
I'm going to get my helmet ready, Kyle, because we're almost to hit 900.
We're at 897 likes, so get that helmet ready. I'm going to flow through, not really flow, but I'm going to go through some of these questions while you get yourself ready. Shackles99, thoughts on Snell versus Mcfarland as Connor's backup? McFarland's a little bit more explosive, but Snell has already showed this year that he can handle that workload. Also, what are your thoughts on, how do you pronounce it again?
Where am I at? It's Olamide
Zacchaeus. That's right. I kept I'm messing it up this week.
Whoever the hell he is.
Zacchaeus while Julio's out. I mean, you still got Ridley and you still got Gage there. So to me, I mean, yeah, he could end up making a mark, but I would much rather see them start going to Hayden Hurst more often than Zacchaeus. Orly in a full PPR, pick 2, Ingram, Kelly, or McKinnon. I'll roll with Kelly this week. McKinnon has a higher ceiling than Ingram, especially since it's full PPR. Should still see some work out of the passing game. So I'm going to go with him over Ingram. Isaiah, should I play Antonio Gibson over Drake or Josh Jacobs this week? Josh Jacobs been up and down these past 2 weeks. For me, definitely playing Josh Jacobs. Antonio Gibson probably has a little bit higher of a ceiling over Drake, though. So if you need ceiling, I'm okay going with him over Drake. White Boy FGC, Jonathan Taylor, DJ Moore, Diggs at the flex. Need a big play? It's always Diggs, baby. If you need the big play, we're going to go with Diggs. He's got the most upside every single week. Yeah, boy, fight PSN, Big Ben or Matt Ryan. For me, Jake, who do you have higher?
I'm going with Big Ben this week.
Big Ben is higher. Also, Jonnu Smith or Jared Cook. I will risk it with Jonnu Smith over Cook this week. Cook has been hurt and has not looked like himself. Bruin, what's going on? He says, what up, Club? Playing a pretty strong team. Had A-Rob on Thursday. Advice for running back 2, wide receiver 2, and the flex. Mixon, David Johnson, Justin Jefferson, Tyler Boyd, or Gibson. I'm going to play David Johnson as my RB2. I'm going to play Justin Jefferson as my wide receiver 2. If you want a floor safety, whatever it may be, Mixon is my flex. If you need more upside, then you can flex in Gibson instead. Michael, what's going on? Michael Sepulveda.
Sepulveda.
The pulpit
Maybe
up.
by week 8 we'll get this right.
Yeah, I keep messing that up. So
Okay.
thanks, Michael. Sorry about that. Should I pick up Robert Tonyan off waivers for next weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
Do that.
Please do so. He did so good last week. People were getting angry about me leaving him off my top 20 tight ends this week, and he didn't even play.
Yeah, he's on a bye.
True story. People were sending comments saying, "Where's Tonyan? You must be out of your mind." I'm like, dude, he's on a bye. Calm it.
No.
Do I drop from bench? Chubb, Eckler, Kelly, Dearness Johnson, Crowder, or Hollywood? I would drop Dearness Johnson to grab Robert Tonyan.
Yep.
Joseph Garcia in the flex, Mike Davis, Hunt, Boyd, or Jefferson. Pick 2. For me, definitely 100% Hunt. And then I would go Jefferson over Mike Davis. I just love that upside this week. Pick 2. Did that. Planning on playing McLaurin and Fuller at wide receiver. Would you switch one of them in full PPR? No, leave them out there. Mark Sung dropping a 10 bomb. Thanks so much, Mark. Hey, guys, in a half PPR. I need one flex. Damian Harris, Justin Jackson, Judy Hardman, or Tim Patrick. Thanks for all the hard work and info you guys put out every single week. Thanks so much, Mark. If you need one flex this week, I will go with Jerry Jeudy out of all these. He's got the most upside for me and has the opportunity to have the most targets. Jake, we're at 958 likes. We have 1,600 people watching. So what I think we should do is you focus on the headliner club for a little bit. Give them a little bit of love in. Hold them tightly, okay? Snuggle right up next to them. Let them know that we are here for them.
Yes. And you know where we left off.
And then, yes, I know where we left off. So when you feel like you have run out of breath and you might pass out in the near future, let me know. I'll jump back into the super chat and I'll flow through that. What do we think?
Let's go.
Headliners Club, are you good? Are you ready to roll? Are you ready for the most entertaining segment in fantasy sports industry today? Because that's what's getting ready to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So let's kick it off. We're going to let it flow. Jake is ready with the helmet. Let's count them in. 3, 2, 1. Let it flow.
All right, we got Edmonds, Jonnu, or Crowder in a full PPR. Right now, I still love Jonnu, but if you don't want to risk it, then I go with Crowder, even though that's also a risk. A lot of risk this week. Schultz or Olsen, still going with Schultz. Pick 2, Drake, Taylor, Miles Sanders. Give me Drake and Miles Sanders. I just don't like what I see from Jonathan Taylor yet, plus tough matchup. PPR, Mixon, Taylor, or Moore. I don't know how many I can choose, random TV, but if I can put them in order for you, I would go Mixon, Moore, Taylor this week. Cooper Kupp or CeeDee Lamb. I got Cooper Kupp higher as of right now. Full PPR flex, White, Jackson, or Edmonds. In a full PPR, I'll still go James White and cross my fingers. Robbie or Juju in a PPR? Juju's probably safer. If you want to go for the home run, the big day, and you want to gamble, then it's Robbie Anderson. Teddy B or Herbert? I got Teddy B a few spots higher here this week. Ryan or Herbert? Yep. I'm still going with Herbert there. Malcolm Brown or Joshua Kelly? I'm worried about both of them. Give me Joshua Kelly. Julio or Debo? Right now, Debo. I don't trust Julio or his hamstring. Hey, Jake and Kyle, should I be worried about Ertz? Look at how some of the other studs are performing right now. No, not just yet. It's still young season. We have plenty of time to go. Dearness Johnson or James White? If this is a PPR league, I'm going James White. Standard, give me Dearness Johnson. What size is that helmet, Cisco? It's way too small. What about, should I play Dak or Mahomes? Yeah, I think you're pretty safe playing both of those guys on a weekly basis. Mixon or Sanders? Give me Sanders. He's safer. How many likes for Kyle to tackle Jake for negative yards? Kyle couldn't tackle me for negative yards. He couldn't get me to the ground. What about CMC or Barkley? Not neither this week. Ridley or Jefferson? Man, right now Jefferson, at least I know he's healthy in a potential shootout. Give me Jefferson. Gaskin, Freeman, or Singletary? Give me Singletary, but it's a gamble. If you don't want that gamble, then I go Gaskin. Will Michael Thomas play? It's trending that he possibly could, but I'm not counting on it just yet. Last week was last minute when he got pulled out also. Darrell Henderson or James White in a full PPR? I'm still going with James White. Michael Thomas or just play Hollywood? Hollywood's probably a little bit safer because we just don't know about Michael Thomas, and with it being Monday night, it makes a huge question mark. Mecole Hardman or N'Keal Harry? If you want to shoot for the upside, I go Hardman. What about Taylor or Bell? I really don't have much interest in playing Le'Veon Bell this week. Not only is it because he plays for the Jets, but it's his first week coming off an injury, and how much is he limited? Just answer that question. Also, thoughts on Bell? Perfect. Gaseki or Ebron? I think Gaseki may have the safer floor, but the higher ceiling is going to be Ebron here this week. I need a big play. Pick 2, Juju, Chark, and Fuller. Well, if you need that big play, it's hard to not include Will Fuller there. So I'm going to go with Juju and Fuller. Do I go with Antonio Gibson over Sanders or Mixon due to matchups? No, not yet. I can't go that far down the list as of yet. Higbee or Hurst? Both are sucking balls right now. Give me Higbee and cross your fingers. Debo or Slayton? Give me Debo. Jonnu or Ebron? Give me Jonnu. If you don't want to risk it, though, then you can go Ebron. Start one flex. Melvin Gordon, Debo, Samuel, or Le'Veon Bell? Personally, I'm probably going to go with Debo this week. I like Debo a lot. Johnson or Chark? Is that Deante Johnson, I'm guessing? If it's Deante Johnson, I'm going to go with DJ Chark there. Mixon or Kyle's mom? Give me Kyle's mom all day. all day long.
Gosh.
I can't never go against Kyle's mom. She is a wonderful woman. Let's see here. What do you think about Slayton? I think he has a quarterback named Daniel Jones who isn't performing right now. Gaskin or Kelly? Gaskin's probably a little bit safer. Kelly higher ceiling, more of a gamble. Jefferson or Mixon? Honestly, I'm probably leaning towards Jefferson. I love that matchup also, like Kyle mentioned earlier. OBJ or Devontae Parker? Give me fantasy Bigfoot Devontae Parker. Trade Julio for Odell? At least we know Odell's healthy, right? I mean, this injury could linger for weeks for Julio, and that's a problem. I consider that trade, but maybe see if they'll throw another piece in. Try to work your used car salesman magic there. Gibson or Gurley? Man, I still think that I got Gurley 4 spots higher as of right now. Mostert, question mark? I mean, yeah, he's still questionable, so you're not wrong. Woods or McLaurin? I think McLaurin is safer. Woods if you want the higher ceiling. Woods or Hollywood? Give me Woods. Mixon or Connor? I got Connor. Marquise, Hollywood Brown, or Kelly? I'm probably going to lean towards Kelly a little bit. James Robinson or Mixon rest of season? I like both of those guys, but Mixon's still going to be a few spots higher, but not by as many as they were when they started the season. Drop Dearness Johnson to pick up Darius Slayton, not unless you're desperate for wide receivers. I hold on to the running back while you can. Slayton or Hilton? Slayton, the big play gamble if you want to gamble. Hilton actually sucks right now, so just go with Darius Slayton. Gallup or Debo? Give me Debo. Gibson or Singletary? Personally, I'm going with Singletary and gambling a little bit there that game actually does happen. Ryan or Minshew? I got Minshew a couple spots higher this week. Bridgewater or Herbert? Give me Bridgewater. Love some Teddy B. Dearness Johnson or J.D. McKissick? Not going to be J.D. McKissick. It's going to be Dearness Johnson. Wow, these are coming fast today. Drake or David Johnson in a full PPR? I'll give me David Johnson here this week. Will the game happen on Tuesday? It looks like it probably will, but I can't see the future. OBJ, Boyd, or Ayuk? I think the safest option there is going to be Tyler Boyd. Thoughts on Julio rest of season? I'm really worried about Julio rest of season. This is just one of those injuries that may linger for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, and you're going to have to take that gamble with him every single week that he goes out there and plays. Woods or Drake at a flex spot? Woods is probably safer. Greg Ward or Sammy Watkins? Ward if you want to play it safe. Sammy if you just want to trust a gut feeling that I had a little bit earlier. It may just be my dinner because I ate it so fast, but it may be Sammy Watkins week. Mixon or Drake versus the Jets? I mean, I think Drake is going to have a great game, but I still have Mixon ranked higher because I'm a realist. Higgins or John Brown? Not John Brown. John Brown aggravated a hamstring injury. Give me Higgins. Gaskin or Mostert? Mostert still being questionable. I'm probably going to lean towards Gaskin. What about Schultz or Higbee in a PPR? Give me Schultz. Burrow or Brees? Let me look. Burrow or Brees? Brees. I got Brees a couple spots higher as of right now. James Robinson for Keenan Allen? I don't hate it. It depends what your depth is at the position, but I don't hate it. I love James Robinson. They're talking about getting him more work in the second half, so that is definitely a good thing. Teddy B or Tannehill? Give me Teddy B. Drake or McKinnon in a flex? I think McKinnon is safer. Drake the higher upside. I traded Chark for Le'Veon. Did I win? I would never personally trade for Le'Veon Bell. He hasn't produced at all with the Jets. Get ready, Kyle. I'm about 3 or 4 questions before I pass out. Deante or Odell? I think Deante is safer this week. The higher upside gamble, the boomer bust, that's going to be Odell. Mixon or Gurley? I think Gurley's actually going to be slightly safer, but the higher ceiling this week is Mixon. I personally go Mixon. Should I start Ingram? It depends on who your choices are. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Beasley or Ayuk? I think Beasley's better in a PPR. Ayuk more in standard. Taylor or Connor? Give me Connor. Higgins or Debo? Give me Debo. McKinnon or Gallup in your flex? I'm personally going to go McKinnon. Jefferson or McKinnon? I'm going to go McKinnon there in my flex there. Whew. Go ahead, Kyle.
All right, let's go. Let's see how many likes we can get by the time I get done letting it flow. I'm challenging Headliner Nation to 1,200 likes before I get done letting it flow. Nico Van Herman, I traded David Johnson for Le'Veon Bell and Deebo Samuel. What do you think? It's a half PPR. Personally, I would have kept David Johnson. decent schedule the rest of the way and getting the workload. Spencer, Gibson, Singletary, and Kelly, pick 2. For me, Singletary and Gibson. If you're worried about Singletary, though, go with Kelly. Jay Hawley, 203. A.J. Brown, Gage, or Gallup. A.J. Brown coming back from the injury, going to be playing on Tuesday night, making sure that we're being safe with it. I'll go Gallup for the upside there. Dobbins or Jackson, I'll go with Dobbins. Peter Beulah, pick 3. Standard, Henry, yes. Hunt, Drake, David Johnson, or Taylor. It's Henry, Hunt, and David Johnson for me this week. Eduardo Mendez, PPR sit 1. Chark, McLaurin, Jefferson, or Mike Davis. To me, Mike Davis has the lowest upside. Could be throwing the ball a lot this game, a lot going to the wide receivers, and potentially Ian Thomas at tight end. Big O. My running backs are Derrick Henry, CEH, Joshua Kelly, and Damian Harris. Should I now trade Jonathan Taylor for Gallaudet? My other wide receivers are Scary Terry and Justin Jefferson. If that is all that you have...
I mean, Derrick Henry and CEH, not bad. It's just lack of depth.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, it really does help out your wide receivers quite a bit, but then you go from being able to start 3 running backs to only 2. So personally, I probably still hold Jonathan Taylor and see if I can't maybe trade Joshua Kelly to the Austin Eckler owner for a lower end wide receiver if you need help there. Legend B, down CMC, I have to start 2 running backs in a flex and a half PPR. Gaskins, Mostert, Lindsey, Hill, Bernard, McKissick, Hurst, Ward, appreciate you. Holy crap.
Wow.
That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. For me personally, it's Gaskin and Mostert. Be careful. You're probably going to be let down. If you, what do you want to do with the flex? Greg Ward is going to have the most volume. Hayden Hurst probably has the most upside, though. Silvio Holly, I'm 2-2 and need a win bad. Do I start Ryan over Burrow? And on my flex, do I start John Brown, Higgins, Kelly, or Dearness Johnson? For me, in your flex, I'll go Higgins for the biggest upside, Kelly to be safe. For your QB situation, I'm going with Ryan still this week. Gerard De La Fera, I've got offered DJ Moore and Gibson for Cup in a PPR league. I don't mind that. If you need help at the running back position, make that deal. DJ 620, Murray versus Jackson, Moore, Diggs, Cup, pick 2.5 PPR. Murray versus Justin Jackson. Murray who? Latavius,
yeah.
Latavius Murray. I'll go with Latavius Murray just because he's been getting some work lately. So I'll roll with Latavius Murray over Justin Jackson. And then I'm picking 2 from Moore, Diggs, and Cup. I'm going to go with Diggs and Cup. Isaiah back again, starting Gurley, Ingram at running back, and David Johnson with more in the flex. Should I put in Boyd, tantrum flaring taint?
Wow.
Oh my God. White, Hardman, or Justin Jackson. No, stick with what you have. Anna throwing out a 20 bomb as promised. 16 of this is for Until Dawn. I'm looking forward to watching Swag Rich pee his pants. We'll talk about that after I get done letting it flow, and I'll explain what that's about. Also, start 2 in standard. Woods, McLaurin, OBJ, or Hollywood. Woods and McLaurin are higher for me this week. Jeremiah Pantajos. I'm messing that up. Jeremiah is your first name. Okay, 2 questions. Who do I start? Higbee or Ebron? Gonna go with Higbee. And for my flex, Ayuk or Pascal? I'll go ahead and go with Pascal this week. That might catch you a little bit off guard. I have Ayuk as a sit, but I have Pascal as a start this week. Jack Lansford, Mixon, David Johnson, and Miles Sanders. Which 2 do I play? For me, if I want to be safe with it, David Johnson and Miles Sanders. If you want to get a little bit more sexy with the start, then go Mixon over David Johnson. But for me, David Johnson and Miles Sanders is who I'm rolling with there. Krishan Barkley, I already have Miles Sanders and Mike Davis in my running back slots, but should I flex David Johnson, Hollywood Brown, or McKinnon? David Johnson for me. CB3 throwing out a 10 bomb. CB3, thanks so much. For wide receiver, do I play Keenan Allen or CeeDee Lamb? It's Keenan Allen for me. Do I play McKinnon or Phillip Lindsay? That's McKinnon. DJ 622. I messed that up earlier. 622. Boyd, Edelman, David Johnson, Freeman, pick 2 in a full PPR. It's David Johnson and Boyd. Austin Klein, what's up, boys? What's going on, Austin? Just traded Girly and Matt Ryan for Gordon and Mahomes. What do you guys think? I'm all right with that. That's a pretty good deal for you. Jared Bueno, Cook, Connor, Taylor, Sanders, pick 3. It's Cook, it's Connor, and it's Taylor. K. Ellis Talks throwing out a 20 bomb. Appreciate your support. Thank you so much. PPR 1 and 3, 8th of 10 place, 6 seeds make the playoff. It's him versus the Vampire this week. May lose Dak, Staff, Moore, Hollywood, Drake, Gibson, Chubb, Henderson, Brown, Higbee, Edmonds, Dak, Marquise Brown.
Wow.
For what? Oh my gosh. Is this a trade?
Dak, Marquise Brown for Watson, Woods.
All right, we're going to hold on. Pause on let it flow. Jake, I'm going to need your help sorting through this. What is this?
Okay, so it's a Vampire League. May lose, and he's got his lineup listed there. I think the questions start Dak.
Okay, so Dak, Marquise Brown for Watson and Woods, or Dak, Marquise Brown, AJ Brown for Watson, Woods, and Gallup. So he has Dak.
Yep. So it looks
Marquise
like Dak
Brown,
and Marquise
Watson
Brown
and Woods.
Yeah, for Watson and Woods. I don't mind that one.
Yeah.
I don't mind that one, but I don't like the one so much of Dak, Marquise Brown, AJ Brown for Watson, Woods, and Gallup.
Yeah, Watson and Woods, I would be okay with making that deal because I would take Woods over Marquise Brown. Okay.
Right.
All right, we're back. Letting it flow again. DeVeep, Banerjee, PPR, Ridley, Thielen, Jefferson, Hopkins. Which 3? Well, it's definitely Thielen. It's definitely Hopkins. And honestly, even though Ridley had a bad week this week, he's been so good this season. It's hard to sit him. I'm still going to go with Ridley. Isaac Junovich, Standard League flex, Bell, Kelly, or Gallup. Thanks, guys. Gallup is going to give you the most upside in a Standard League. That's where I'm going with. Rawteeb, Julio, McLaurin, Montgomery for CEH and Woods in a Standard League. CEH and Woods, that's a pretty fair deal, especially with how Julio's been feeling. Montgomery, CEH definitely over Montgomery for me, even though it is standard. Woods offsets all right. I don't mind that deal. You're giving up quite a bit, especially if Julio ends up getting healthy. But if you need an upgrade at running back, you could do worse. Ian Sherrick in a flex, Gage or Zacchaeus?
It's Olamide Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus. I'm never going to get it right. It's Gage for me. Blunt Poppy Supreme. What's going on, my man? You guys rock. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. Jordan Davis, Mostert, McKinnon, Boyd, Drake, or Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, 100%. Peter C. I have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Should I play Robbie Anderson and pick up Matt Ryan to be safe? If you want to be safe with it, then yes. Go ahead and do that. Depending on how your week plays out, though, just keep an eye on everything. But Josh Allen and Diggs is a hard matchup to sit. If you're going to need the upside, if you think you might lose this week, if you need to have a big week, then just risk it with Allen and Diggs. Mark Cleveland, trade Gallup for Deebo Samuel. Honestly, Deebo Samuel is going to be safe for the rest of the year than Gallup. Nova Wolf 01, any advice, guidance for us 0-4? The fantasy gods have forsaken. Even though we made the best available choices, Eckler and Godwin were my top guys. If you're 0-4, work the waiver wire. If you're 0-4, start looking at trades. If you're 0-4, do not panic. We have plenty of time. You got to do what you got to do. Get your roster right. Get yourself right. Make some good decisions the rest of the way. And let's go. You're good. You're going to make it. You just got to work that waiver wire and get some trades. Isaac Choi, need to win in a half PPR, start one flex and one wide receiver. Gallup, Bell, White, or Crowder. Me, I'll play Crowder and Gallup over Bell and White at this point. Also play Cam over Brees if he plays. No, I'm going to play Brees. FYI, I'm playing Todd, Mixon, and McLaurin. That's all right. We're going to get it. Brees over Cam. The boy Lance, Ingram or Schultz. Schultz for me this week. I have Pat, Carr or Minshew or Tua. You have Patrick Mahomes. Are you asking, like, who should you pick up to back him up? Me personally, I'm not going to pick up Tua yet at this point. Carr's a little bit safer, even though Minshew has a little bit higher upside every single week. Eduardo Trio, 10 bomb coming from Eduardo. Thank you so much. Half PPR, pick 2. Cooper Kupp, Todd Gurley, Will Fuller, or DJ Moore. If I'm picking 2, I am picking Fuller and Cooper Kupp. 16-man, standard league, pick 2. John Brown, Cole Beasley, Russell Gage, Zach Pascal, or Randall Cobb. Thanks, Headliner Nation. If I'm picking 2 in a standard league, I'm still going to go with Cole Beasley here, and I will go with Russell Gage over Pascal. JR Scoop, Jefferson, Thomas, Ridley, Parker, Robbie, Slayton, pick 3. I'm picking Thomas, I'm picking Jefferson, and I'm picking Ridley. If Thomas doesn't play for some reason, then I'm going to move at that point. Parker's safer. Slayton has more upside. Derek Manzini throwing out a 20 bomb. Thanks so much, Derek. 1-3 to start the season. Might need a Hail Mary if I drop another one in the coming weeks. My studs are Carson, Jacobs, Ridley, and Kittle. What kind of trade would you suggest if I need to take a shot to save my season? Honestly, it's hard to help you with those trades just talking about it like that right here. What I would do if I were you, let your league know these are the guys that are available. I'm interested in making a deal. What would you be willing to give up? For me, I'm trying to trade Carson before I trade Jacobs, Ridley, or Kittle. And if you need help at wide receiver, try to trade Carson for a wide receiver. Isaiah again with a 20 bomb. Isaiah, thanks so much. You are far too kind. 6-teamer, Kyle. Starting Robertson, David Johnson, Josh, don't mess with my ankles. Jacobs, put in Miles, suck my Miles, Sanders, Drake, or Calvin Riddle me. If this, I'll catch this week, Ridley. Also, Superflex, Josh Allen, Worry. I'm in a Superflex. I'm okay with trying to roll Josh Allen out there still. It depends on what else you've got for that. If this is the Superflex league, because it's a 6-team league and you've got so many studs, just play somebody over Josh Allen and don't risk it. As far as your starting lineup goes, I would try to get Calvin Ridley in your lineup at the wide receiver position if you can. If not, stick with the running backs that you have. Don't put in Miles Sanders over them. Jeremiah Pontos, 2 questions. Tyler Higbee or Eric Ebron for my flex? It's Higbee. And Ayuk or Pascal in a standard PPR. I think, didn't he already send this or was it somebody else? I don't know. But he throws out a 10 bomb. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Pascal over Ayuk for me. J.R. Scoop. Oh, my God, there's so many of them. J.R. Scoop, Mostart, J-Rob, Singletary, Drake, Kelly, full PPR, pick 2. It's going to be J-Rob and Drake for me. Just because you have Drake, you can play him over Singletary, then you don't need to worry about it. Joseph Scudari, drop 1 to bring Bell off the IR. Hawkinson, Freeman, Ingram, Kelly, Ayuk, Samuel, Higgins, I own Kittle, Gibson, Boyd, Deante, Hill, and Watson. Get rid of Devontae Freeman. The guy doesn't mean absolutely anything to me at this point. I would rather have Bell over him. Orly with the 10 bomb. Thanks so much, Orly. Pick full PPR, pick 3. Metcalf, Allen, Chark, Jefferson, Deante Johnson, Slayton, and A.J. Brown. Appreciate you guys. Currently 4-0. If I'm picking 3, definitely Metcalf, definitely Allen. And even though I have Jefferson as a must start this week, I still have Chark a little bit ahead of him. So that's where I'm going there. Dave McVicker, rest of the season trade. Mike Davis and Deante Johnson for Jonathan Taylor. Give me Jonathan Taylor 100%. Coron Betha, trade Todd Gurley for Jerry Jeudy and N'Keal Harry. No, I'm keeping Todd Gurley. Ahmed Aiden, Mostart, or any Chargers running back to start in a standard scoring. If it's standard, I'll roll with Kelly over Mostart. Also, I traded Montgomery for Chris Carson. Did I win that one? Hells yeah, you did. Curtis Johns, need a running back from the waiver wire. Darrell Henderson, James White, Dearness Johnson, Justin Jackson's, DK Dobbins, or it's the Dobbins part messed me up. Or Cam Akers. Only one, please. If it is a PPR, I'll roll with James White. Pick him up. Ollie Richardson. Pick 1 to start in a full PPR. Higgins, Shenault, Gage, James White, A.J. Brown, or Cole Beasley. In a full PPR, let's roll with Cole Beasley this week. We've got a case of the Beasles, especially if John Brown is out. Sumo Ninja. What's going on, Sumo? Drop Henderson for Lindsey. Join the Patreon support. Sumo tossing out a little bit of some marketing there for us. Join us over on Patreon. Drop Henderson for Lindsey. I would wait for right now. Wait and see what happens over the next week. Samuel Rojas, Ryan, or Big Ben? We've got Big Ben higher this week. Don't want Maddie to burn me again. Jake Feller, should I trade Amari Cooper and Justin Jefferson for Jonathan Taylor and Dion Lewis? No, absolutely not. Hate that trade for you. Also, should I trade CeeDee Lamb for DJ Moore in a full PPR? It definitely would be buying low on him. And because you already have Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb could mess with that some weeks. I would go ahead and buy on DJ Moore right now. Corin Batha with another question. Actually, should I trade Gurley for DJ Chark? Yes, that I would do. Francisco Mendoza, need 3. Zeke, yes. Big Baby Davis, Jay Robinson, Mixon, and Miles Sanders. It's going to be Zeke, it's going to be Robinson, and it's going to be Mixon if you want to be safe, Sanders if you want a little bit more upside, if it is a PPR. Peter De La Cruz in a full PPR, pick 2, McLaurin, Chark, or Juju. Oh, I've got to look because those guys are really, really close for me. I am going to go with Chark and Juju. I've got Juju. No, I've got McLaurin and Chark higher. That's where I'm going. Big Tizzy, pick 2 in a PPR. Gaskins, Higgins, or Patrick. I'm going to go with Gaskins and Higgins just because we don't know about Patrick yet in his game. Yes, there's no, it's still Gaskin and Higgins for me. Never mind. Mike Cerngila? Cerngila? I'm messing that up. So
Cerniglia.
What?
Cerniglia.
Okay.
Cerniglia.
Okay, there you go, Jake. You're picking me up. So if Julio doesn't play, should I replace him? What's that?
Olamide Zacchaeus.
Should I replace him with Zacchaeus, Beasley, or Ruggs? I've got a case of the Beazles and a full PPR. I'll go with him over those other guys. Osco, Watkins, Gallup, or John Brown going to be Gallup for me. Thomas Adams, Slayton, or Gibson at the flex and a full PPR. I like Slayton this week, but we know Gibson's going to get volume. Terrence Thompson throwing out a 5-bomb. Appreciate you. Kodak. Oh, it just went down. Holy crap, Jake. There's so many of them.
You're at Kodak
I
Black.
don't even feel like I'm making a dent. Do I start Michael Thomas or Justin Jefferson this week? If Thomas plays, I'm starting him. If not, definitely go with Jefferson. Jeff Honcho, Sanders or Singletary? It's Sanders. Jeremy, Brown, Malcolm, Slayton, Darius, Sanders, Miles. For Colts, defensive special team, Le'Veon, Crowder, Hurst, Gaskin. No. You keep Sanders and Slayton 100%. That's not even, it's not even close. Oh, you'd be getting them? Oh, then go get them. Yeah. Yeah. For that, 100%. Go get Miles and Slayton. I want that side by 10,000 miles. Bago traded Crowder and Kelly for Bobby Trees. Awesome. You did well there. Deep at running back. New wide receiver, Thielen, Gallaudet, Moore, and Woods. Was that a good choice? Yes, absolutely love it. Good trade for you. Marco Silva, Mostert or Drake in a non-PPR? It's Drake. For me, thanks, guys. Much love. Thank you. Charlie Ortega, throwing out the 10-bomb. Goff or Big Ben for one? It's Big Ben for me. Teddy Bridgewater or Brees for another? Teddy B. Deante Johnson or Antonio Gibson in a full PPR? It's Antonio Gibson. Warren Denina throwing out a 10-bomb. Thank you so much. Hell yeah. Week 5. Let's go, baby. Pick one for the flex full PPR. Hayuk, Higgins, or Johnson. If that's David Johnson, it's David Johnson. If it's the Ernest Johnson, it's T. Higgins. Not me. Jefferson or Diggs. I'm still going to go with Diggs over Jefferson. If you want to be safe, play Jefferson. He's a good start for you anyway this week. Jerry Bueno, Cook, Sanders, Connor, Taylor, bench one. Oh my gosh. Sanders for me this week. Jake, is that the correct call? Because I know they're really close.
What is it?
Cook, Sanders, Connor, or Taylor in a full PPR. Bench one.
Have to bench one. I mean, personally, I'm going to bench Taylor since he's splitting all those touches in the backfield.
Okay, then we're going to go with Taylor. Jake's a little bit deeper into the running backs right now, so I'm going to go with his advice on that one because they're close. It's Lord Snow, Justin Jefferson, or Deante Johnson. Justin Jefferson for me. Who should I start this week? Rams or Niners defense? The Rams defense. Yeah. Samuel Rojas, pick one for the running back two. Mostert, Ingram, or Henderson. If it's PPR, I'll go with Mostert. If it's standard, I'll go with Ingram. Even if it's half, I'll still go with Mostert. Bob Sacamano, your choice. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, or 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers in standard. OBJ, Deante Johnson, CD, Hollywood, Debo, David Johnson, Mike Davis, Josh Jacobs, and McKenna. Okay, so we're definitely starting Josh Jacobs. We're definitely starting OBJ. Since it is standard, we're going to go with Hollywood. We're going to go with Mike Davis. Or no, Josh Jacobs and David Johnson are my 2 running backs since it's standard. And then Hollywood, OBJ, and we're going to go with CeeDee Lamb after that. Since it's standard, that's what I'm going to go with. Tiger on to beat with a 10-bomb. Thank you so much, Tiger. I was offered 2 different trades. Which one is better? I have Thielen, Lockett, Kupp, DJ Chark, John Brown, Slayton, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Montgomery, Thielen for James Robinson, or Lockett for Taylor. Okay, hold on a second. We got to put the pause on Let It Flow once again because I can't let it flow through these questions.
Okay, where are you at?
Tiger on to beat. So he has Thielen, Lockett, Cup, DJ Chark, John Brown, Slayton, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and Montgomery.
Okay.
So do we do Thielen for James Robinson or Lockett for Jonathan Taylor? I'm not trading Thielen for James Robinson.
I mean, I would like to trade Lockett for James Robinson. I think I may think about doing that.
I mean, I would trade Lockett for Jonathan Taylor if you wanted to make one of those decisions. You're pretty strong at wide receiver with what you have. If you want to add a good running back 3, that's the route that I would go. I wouldn't trade Thielen, though. I would trade Lockett before I trade Thielen. All right, I'm done letting it flow. How long was that?
We've been flowing for a very long time.
Holy crap.
Okay, the helmet's going to stay half on.
Okay.
And I will continue here.
I'm a little lightheaded. Like, everything's fuzzy right now.
Oh, now you know how I feel whenever I put you don't even have a helmet on.
I'm sweating.
Wait till you put on a medium helmet.
Oh my gosh.
Tip of the horn wants to know how many words am I typing a minute? A lot. I was flying. Kyle, I've been answering questions in the chat the whole time you've been going, too.
I saw that. I do have to explain one thing. So Anna threw out a $20 donation. She said 16 of that is for us to buy a video game. Because over on the gaming channel for Halloween, they want me to play a really scary game, turn off all the lights and live stream it so they can watch along with it. It's going to be a really good time. I forgot to tell you about that. We'll have to talk about it later, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay,
I have no idea what you're talking about, but we'll figure it out. Let's see here. What about Ghetto Volcom? It says, being offered to trade Eckler for Melvin Gordon. My RBs are currently David Montgomery, Damian Harris, McKinnon, Connor, and Eckler. So you'll be Eckler for Melvin Gordon. So you're going to be getting Melvin Gordon to give up Austin Eckler. Honestly, I think you kind of need the running back help right now because all you have is Damian Harris, Jerick McKinnon, James Conner, and David Montgomery. You really have no depth outside of Montgomery and Connor. Eckler, this is something that could last multiple. I mean, we're talking about week 10, 11, 12 possibly. So right now, if you're in desperate needs of wins and points, I'm going Melvin Gordon, taking that side of the trade. Cooks or Pascal in a flex in a half PPR for Ryan Opolnik. Man, I'm not super high on either, to be completely honest. I mean, I think Pascal may be slightly safer. The higher upside gamble is Cooks. It just depends if you have that ability to gamble or not. Probably Pascal. Devin Stark, keep up the amazing work. Love you guys and what you do. Thank you, Devin. Full PPR, pick 2. Keenan Allen, yes. AJ Brown, Cole Beasley, Sammy Watkins, or Traquan Smith. In a full PPR, right now I'm probably going Keenan Allen and a case of the Beasles with Cole Beasley since John Brown is banged up. Give AJ Brown a week to come back. Sammy Watkins, more boomer bust. Traquan Smith, we don't know if Michael Thomas is playing or not, so I'm going Keenan Allen and a case of the Beasles. Chris Pierce, starting Taylor and Hunt. Mixon or Gurley at the flex. Gurley if you want to play it safe and have the safer floor. You want to gamble for the higher upside, then you go Mixon. CO99 Rams fan. I'm in standard league. I have to fill my 2 RB spots in a flex. I need to choose between Derrick Henry, James Robinson, Joe Mixon, Antonio Gibson, and Darrell Henderson. Man, you got a lot of great options, that's for sure. I'm going to go for your 2 running back spots, Derrick Henry and James Robinson. And then the flex, if you want to play it a little bit safer, I go Antonio Gibson. If you want to gamble for the higher upside, then it's Mixon. Personally, me, being that you have Robinson and Henry, I will probably go Gibson. Dan Chang. Love what you guys do. Keep it up, fellas. Appreciate you, Dan. Who should I start in the flex in a full PPR? Jefferson, Woods, or Mostert? Woods is probably your safest bet there in a full PPR. That's probably who I would choose, but if you need to make up some points maybe for something on Thursday or maybe your opponent has a stacked lineup, the higher ceiling is probably Jefferson this week, just more of a gamble. Myself, I'm going Woods. Stephen Bowman, appreciate you out there. I have to start 2 for the flex in a full PPR. My options are Schultz, Murray, Kelly, Brown, and Dearness Johnson. Oh, man, none of these guys really just scream PPR. Latavius Murray's averaging right around 13 touches a game this year. I mean, we need the touches, right? So, I mean, honestly, I probably gamble and go Latavius Murray, even though it's not a PPR option. He may be this one to get the safest amount of volume here this week. If you need two of them, yeah, because you need two. Give me Kelly also. I'll go with both running backs, Murray and Kelly there this week. Kerry Pollard, Dearness Johnson, or James White in a full PPR. Full PPR, I'm still going to lean towards James White. Alex Captain Armendariz. Sorry, Alex, if I butchered that. Half PPR, Dearness Johnson or Landry. And then Jonathan Allen or not Jonathan Allen. Where did I come up with Jonathan Allen for? Josh Allen, maybe? I'm still sticking with Josh Allen.
Jonathan Allen is a defensive end.
Yeah, well,
his name's Josh Allen too, isn't it?
Yes, Josh Allen for Jacksonville. Yeah,
there's a Jonathan Allen, isn't there?
I'm sure there is. There's every name out there.
Whatever.
Anyway, Josh Allen or stream. I'm still sticking with Josh Allen. Dearness Johnson or Jarvis Landry in a half PPR. I think Dearness Johnson gives you the safer floor because Landry's been kind of hit and miss with the hip injury. Personally, I probably go Johnson. Dustin Hernandez, PPR flex, Gibson, Miles Sanders, or McLaurin. If I can only pick one, the safest one's probably Terry McLaurin. That's probably who I would choose there out of that group. Kerry Pollard, appreciate you, Kerry. Dearness Johnson or James White for RB2 position in a full PPR league. Yeah, that's the same thing. It's the same as before. In a full PPR for your RB2, I'm going with James White. Even though he hasn't done a whole lot this year, in a full PPR, he's got that higher ceiling. That's going to be my choice. Hector Uranio, appreciate you, Hector. QB, Herbert, Goff, or Tannehill. I'm going with Herbert this week. I need to win. The record's 1-3. Thank you. No, Hector, good luck. Yeah, Herbert should be having to air the ball out on Monday Night Football. Give me Herbert this week. Dylan Swain, full PPR, pick 3. Thielen, Thomas. He says Thomas and then Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson. Parker, Crowder. Also, should I roll with Matt Ryan or pick up Teddy B off waivers? Personally, I'm rocking with Teddy B this week. That's a gamble, just so you know why, because it's Teddy B and the Carolina Panthers, but I love the matchup going up against Atlanta. Full PPR, the pick 3, Thielen is going to be one of them. I'm guessing that's Michael Thomas. If Michael Thomas plays, he's another one. If you don't want to take the risk on Thomas, I don't want to go with Jefferson and Thielen, so give me Parker. Oh, I really don't want to go with Crowder. Let's hope for Thielen, Thomas, and Parker as of right now. If Thomas does not play, then I'll pivot to Jefferson and go with 2 Vikings, even though I don't love that. Isaiah, again, appreciate you. Got Calvin Ridley on the bench. Start him over Thomas or Bobby Seth Rogen smoked too much of my trees. Wow. All right, so Ridley's on your bench. Should you start him over Thomas? Possibly, but wait until the very last second because we just don't know about Thomas. But no, I'm keeping Bobby Seth Rogen smoked too much of my trees in my lineup. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Where am I at? There we are. Leandro Martinez, Devontae Parker, Robbie Anderson, David Johnson. I can pick 2 in a full PPR. If you want to play it a little bit safer, you go David Johnson and Devontae Parker. You want to gamble for the higher upside, the higher ceiling, then it's David Johnson and Robbie Anderson. Matthew Rogers, I have A.J. Brown in my lineup. Should I wait and see if he plays or put in Tim Patrick? I have heavy running back team, and he is the only backup option right now. I mean, honestly, I don't hate Tim Patrick. I don't love the matchup this week going up against New England. But I think Tim Patrick's still probably safer than A.J. Brown until we actually know he's good to go 100% and back on the field. Oh, great. Here's another one. Isaiah's got another one. Kyle got Mo Cox, Mo child support payment starting. Should I grab Austin Hula Hoops My Emotions Hooper, Logan Thomas, Sample, or Ian Thomas while I'm already starting more? Okay, so Kyle got Mo Cox, Mo child support problems. Should I grab Austin Hula Hoop Hooper? Who do you got, Kyle? Austin Hooper or Mo Cox, Mo problems?
It's going to be Mo Cox, Mo problems.
Mo Cox, Mo problems. Whisper to me.
He's asking about Logan Thomas and Sample as well.
Yep.
So Logan Thomas, I have over Mo Cox, Mo problems this week.
That is ballsy.
Logan Thomas is not splitting snaps with 2 other tight ends right now.
Yeah.
And he played 66 snaps last week, highest percentage of the year.
He also doesn't have a cool name like Mo Cox.
This is true.
So, I mean, personally, I'm going with Mo Cox, Mo problems. Jason Dale, Justin Jackson, Miles Gaskin, or Darius Slayton, flex and a half PPR. If you want to play the safe bet, it's Myles Gaskin. Safe floor, very low ceiling. You want to gamble a little bit, then you go for the high upside play of Darius Slayton. If you have room to gamble in that lineup, Jason, Slayton is the way to go if you're looking for the home run. Malcolm S. Who could I move Juju and Tanyan for? You want a running back. I don't know what all the other teams have out there. I would try to go and find... you need to find one of these underperforming studs that are out there right now and try to see if you can put together a package. It's really hard to tell, though, because you got to try to find those teams that have running back depth. If there's a team out there with just 2 or 3 maybe running backs, you're probably not as likely to get somebody for them. Go out to all the other owners and say, listen, I got Juju, and I got this stud tight end, Robert Tanyan. What are you willing to offer me for a running back? But you got to find those teams who need a tight end, A, and have the running back depth, B. Try to find somebody who's been slightly underperforming and see if you can put a package together. AMT portal centric. Debo Samuel or Laviska Shenault as a flex in Stanford. I'm going with Debo there still. Giuseppe, our boy Giuseppe in the house. Good evening, gentlemen. PPR Dynasty League. Should I drop one of Duke Johnson, Rodrigo Blankenship, I love him, or Joe Burrow because he has Prescott's to stash Mcfarland? If you already have Harrison Butker as your kicker, you don't need Rodrigo Blankenship. I go ahead and drop Blankenship to grab and stash McFarland. Bobby Dre, Moore, Sanders, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, pick 2 in a full PPR. So Moore, Sanders, Taylor, Jefferson. Oh, man. In a full PPR, to gamble a little bit and go for that high upside, I would go Justin Jefferson and DJ Moore. If you want to play it a little safer and not go with Jefferson and Moore, then I would probably go with Jefferson and Sanders just to be slightly safer. Daniel Orton, Mike Davis, or Kenyon Drake in a full PPR. I have Mike Davis higher this week, especially in a full PPR. Drew, pick one. Mecole Hardman, Gallup, James White, or Mark Ingram in a full PPR. Full PPR isn't really what Hardman excels in. Gallup splitting targets. James White not seeing a whole lot of volume. Mark Ingram not really involved in the passing game, splitting the backfield. Honestly, there's no clear-cut answer right here. James White would probably be who I lean towards slightly, but they're all a gamble. Isaiah in his 6-team league, busting out the question. It's capital. 6-team, it's capital for you, Kyle. Instead of Allen, should I grab Minshew, Goff, Big Ben, Teddy B, or Tannehill? Or just leave Allen and pray?
Teddy B for me.
It is, but it depends. If you can grab another option and stash him, I would think about doing that because, I would still start Josh Allen right now over Teddy B. If you just don't want the gamble, then you pick up Teddy B and put him in over Allen. Alex T. Some people in my league discovered you guys. That's the reason I'm 2-2. Been watching you guys since last year. Never watch anyone else. Keep it up. Alex dropping a 10 bomb and showing support. Alex, we greatly appreciate that. Leandro Martinez. Mostert, Robbie Anderson, Devontae Parker, David Johnson, pick 2 in a full PPR. Safest options for me are going to be David Johnson and Devontae Parker. If you want more gamble there, David Johnson and Robbie Anderson for the higher upside if you want that gamble.
I have Robbie Anderson as my wide receiver 11 this week.
Yeah, I don't hate Robbie Anderson. We can't love Teddy B and not like Robbie Anderson.
Right.
So it just depends. If you disagree with me, you're still stupid. Yes, awesome. Welcome back.
You're still stupid.
I added the still part. Bell or Gordon, flex full PPR. I'm still going to go with Gordon. I don't really want to start Bell in his first game back off injury playing for the Jets. That's the bigger issue there. Robbie Dre, Debo, Gallup, Slayton, full PPR pick 2. I'm going to go ahead and go with Debo and Slayton there this week. A little bit of a gamble, but I love the upside. Malcolm G, 1992G, double G's. Standard, need a flex. Crowder, Lamb, or Jefferson. I'm going with Justin Jefferson right there, especially in a standard league. Jared, PPR flex, Fuller, McKinnon, and DJ Chark. So I guess I can only pick one in a PPR flex spot. If Fuller is healthy, which he is right now, I have a hard time sitting him. I think he has the highest ceiling, and he would be my choice. If you want to play it safer, then you go with Jerick McKinnon. Philip Parkhouse throwing out a $2 donation. Appreciate you, Philip. Griffin Winslow. Need a half PPR flex player. T. Higgins, Russell Gage, Justin Jackson, and Julian Edelman. Thanks, boys. So only one of those out of Edelman, Jackson, Gage, and Higgins. I do not like the Atlanta offense right now, but I still think that Russell Gage may be the safer options. Higgins a little bit more touchdown dependent. Justin Jackson splitting with Joshua Kelly. Julian Edelman, who the hell is throwing him the football this week? If Cam does play, I don't mind Edelman. I just don't know if you find out in time. So personally, I go with Gage. Nova Wolf 01, David Johnson. Gaskin are your running backs. Tim Patrick, Russell Gage, and Landry. I'm thinking Landry to go with Woods, Justin Jackson, or other 2 wide receivers for flex PPR. Okay, I'm confused. David Johnson and Gaskin are the running backs. Who is going to go with Woods out of Gage, Patrick, or Landry? Man, they are all a gamble. All of them are a gamble. 100%. I'd probably roll the dice and go with Gage and cross my fingers. Justin Jackson or the other 2 wide receivers for the flex, so I can pick another one, or Justin Jackson. I'll go with Tim Patrick as the flex and hope that Gilmore doesn't play and Patrick gets more targets. For your defense, you have Ravens or Patriots. I mean, Patriots missing Stephon Gilmore I don't love as much, but they're going against Denver. Yeah, give me the Pats defense still. Merciful Duke. Start 2 full PPR. McLaurin, Julio, OBJ, and Edelman. It's going to be McLaurin and OBJ for me right now. Julio banged up. Edelman, don't know who's playing quarterback yet. Daniel Sanchez, y'all the best. Appreciate you, Daniel. Need to bring home this W. Robert Woods, DJ Charker, Jonnu Smith in my flex in a full PPR. In a full PPR, I'm going with Bobby Trees. Daniel Boback, appreciate the donation. And also the question here, Daniel, should I start Todd Gurley, David Johnson, or Michael Thomas in the flex? Michael Thomas was limited in practice and doesn't play till Monday. Yeah, Thomas is just a huge risk. If he starts, it means he's healthy enough that we should probably throw him in our lineups. But as of right now, I think the safest bet you have there is David Johnson for your flex play. If for some reason news comes out that Michael Thomas is going to go before the game kicks off for David Johnson, I would pivot to Michael Thomas. But as of right now, going David Johnson.
Finally caught up.
Dude, I think we've been talking
for half flow.
And
you know what? I'm feeling saucy, so I'm going to let it flow again, but I'm going to wait a minute.
Cool.
I'm going to wait a minute longer before I let it flow again. So just to give everybody a heads up, okay, we're caught up on Super Chats. We're going to let it flow with the Headliners Club again very soon, so we're going to get to way more questions. Don't worry about that. Just want to remind everybody, we're going to do this week what we've done the last couple of weeks, all right? After we get done here, what we're going to do is we're going to shimmy on over to Headliner Gaming, okay? We have a gaming channel now for those of you that do not know. We're going to head over there. I'm going to play a little bit of Madden. So if you want to come hang out, watch me play some Madden. I'm going to be answering questions in the chat. Jake is also going to be in the chat answering some questions. So we are definitely going to continue this conversation into the after party is what we like to call it. Here's the thing. We have 1,452 people watching. I want to charge Headliner Nation with a challenge tonight. Okay. They
usually do pretty good with challenges when we challenge them.
Yes, when we challenge Headliner Nation, they show out. So I want to see what y'all got for me tonight. Right now on Headliner Gaming, we have 756 subscribers. Okay. We have 1,400 people watching right now. Can we get to 1,000 subscribers tonight? Can we do it? Jake, I'm going to post a link.
Yeah, it's the red logo, the red controller. If Kyle wants to challenge you, and also we have some giveaways coming up too, and we'll mention those coming up. So I mean, just so you guys know, it's not like going over there for no apparent reason. We have a lot of great content. We have some fun. We laugh. We still talk football, and we're giving things away. So if you can help us out by subscribing to that, that would give us another channel at over 1,000 subscribers, and we would greatly appreciate that. Absolutely.
And I'm live, like I stream live
daily,
like 3 to 5 times a week. So maybe sometimes even more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy a link and I'm going to post it.
Peter C says we're going to get it tonight. I hope he's talking about the subscribers and not like get it. You know what I mean?
All right. I bet True Legend said that.
No, I think his name's Steven.
If True Legend said that, yeah, he's coming for me.
Yeah, he's coming for you.
But I'm over there streaming all the time. We've got a great group of people. I just pinned it. So the pinned comment will take you to Headliner Gaming. If you can go there and hit that subscribe button tonight, would really appreciate it. Want to get to 1,000 subscribers. We've got some signed jerseys. We've got other stuff that we want to do. I
just gave away a DJ Moore jersey a week ago.
Yeah, we gave away a DJ Moore jersey a week ago.
That one right there. That one right there that you can barely see.
This one?
That's an autographed Kenny Gallaudet jersey that I just got in.
Ooh. Signed Kenny Gallaudet jersey. I know you've got an A-Rob jersey hanging up back there somewhere too. That's a signed jersey.
I got a Deante Adams one. We got options.
Yep. So yeah, that would be awesome. If we can get to 1,000 subscribers tonight, I play viewer games on Call of Duty with people who are hopping into the chat all the time. As soon as the season gets done, we've got plans to play like Madden tournaments against you all, and you will be on video with us. We're going to be trying that as well. So if you have a camera on your laptop or whatever, you can start it up and then we can play games against each other and you'll be there on the channel as well. We want to set up some tournaments and things like that.
And there's Mason Routhier is in the chat. Mason is the one he put in there. It's worth it. I won the DJ Moore jersey they gave away the 2 weeks ago and they hit 100,000. So yeah, Mason, I already mailed it to Mason. So Mason's jersey is already on the way to him. He's the one that won the DJ Moore jersey.
We're at 807 subscribers. That pinned link that is up there. If you can get us to 1,000 tonight, Headliner Nation, absolutely love you. Let's get back to some of these questions here real quick.
I got Jerry Holters real quick too. Jerry Holter said,
throwing out another 10 bomb. Isaiah, you're insane in a good way. Love you, Isaiah. Appreciate it. Should I drop Tanyan or keep him to flex each week? Worried about when Deante comes back. Right now, wait, as Adam Sandler Netflix film, Adams and Alan Lazard come back.
Wow, that's a tongue twister.
I'm keeping Tanyan right now. He smashed last week. Justin Amat, start for 4 wide receivers: Thomas, Allen, Lamb, Johnson, or Samuels. We're starting Keenan Allen. We're starting CeeDee Lamb. We're starting Deante Johnson. And I'm going to start Michael Thomas. I'm assuming that's Curtis Samuels. I'm not really interested in starting him this week. Devin Garcia tossing out a 10 bomb. Devin, appreciate you. Should I trade Carson and Chark for Tyreek Hill and Drake? My other running backs are Aaron Jones, Damian Harris, and Duke Johnson. No, you need to have Chris Carson.
You need Carson.
Now he says, should I trade Chris Carson for Singletary and Gibson? I don't mind that one because your running backs are booty, Devin. No offense.
And just so you know, though, Devin, if you look at the schedules, after week 8, Devin Singletary's matchups become a lot harder. Just know that going into it.
Stuart Morrison, grade the trade. I sent DJ Chark and Hayden Hurst and got Darren Waller in return. Already has Hill, Lamb, Scary Terry, Jefferson, and Debo still. That's not bad at all. That's a pretty good deal.
I don't hate that.
I'm fine with that. Philip Parkhouse, pick 3, Henry, Singletary, McKinnon, Kelly, Jackson, Henry for sure. I will risk it with Singletary. If it's like a PPR league, I probably go McKinnon. If it's half or full, I'll go with Kelly instead.
Half or standard, you mean?
What did I say?
Half or full.
Half or standard is what I meant.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm here.
Thank you. Chuck Casillo. Half PPR. I'm struggling with last names tonight. No. Half PPR, start 2, drop 2. Whoa, you have to start 2 and drop 2. Greg Ward, Sammy Watkins, Brandon Ayuk, Demir Bird, AJ Green, Pascal. I'm dropping Bird.
Yep.
Starting though, Greg Ward and Pascal are my only starts listed here. I'm dropping Bird, but I don't want to drop anybody else over Pascal.
I was going to say Pascal for me is going to be my next drop. I drop Bird and Pascal, and I start Ward and Ayuk this week.
If you have to drop one there, then I go ahead and drop Pascal, even though I have him listed as a start. Zach Peterson says, love you guys. Thanks for the content. Love you too, Zach. Thank you so much. Joseph Pieri, running back 2, Justin Jackson, 9 times. Duke Johnson, really hurt. Thanks. Ouch. Oh. Is it Jackson?
Man. Yes, but I don't love it. But it's Jackson out of those options.
It's basically it's a coin flip. Basically a coin flip. Brendan Bonnie, trade Hopkins and CEH for Thielen, Metcalf, and Taylor.
No. I'm keeping Hopkins and CEH.
Current running backs are Henry, Robinson. Wide receivers are Chark and Moore.
No, I'm keeping CEH and Thielen.
CEH and Hopkins, you mean?
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah.
It's a pretty fair deal. I'm almost leaning Thielen and Metcalf.
I don't know. CEH is just now going to start get going. I don't know if I want to get rid of him for Taylor, who's struggling in a backfield splitting touches.
Yeah, I probably stay that way right now, but it's a pretty good deal. J.K. Mua, trade Josh Kelly for Robert Woods. Yes. Get Robert Woods, 100%. I don't need to see the rest of your team. Robert Woods wins there in a landslide.
Yep.
Eric Cruz, who would you
pick up?
Chase Edmonds, Dearness Johnson, or Justin Jackson? Also, do you think C-Mac will be back next week? It wouldn't surprise me if he's back, but it also wouldn't surprise me if they are careful with him and give him more time if he needs it. For who I'm picking up, I pick up Chase Edmonds just because based on all these guys, he has the path to the most efficient workload if they decide to give him more.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things for me. If you need immediate help, I go Johnson. If you're just looking for a bench stash, then Edmonds.
Corey C. in a full PPR. Have James Robinson starting, but I need one more in the flex. David Johnson, Todd Gurley, Antonio Gibson. Sit one. If it is, since it's full PPR, I would play Antonio Gibson over Todd Gurley this week.
So would I. I would go Gibson and Johnson in a full PPR.
Isaiah being insane in the chat with another donation. Should I play Matt Ryan this week or go grab Minshew, Teddy B, Herbert, or Cousins? And so pick up one of them and drop Harris or Cooks. I mean, I would play Teddy B over Matt Ryan this week, but I also wouldn't want to drop anybody. I was on the borderline of dropping Cooks last week, but now I kind of want to wait and see what happens with the offense now that the Bob is gone. So with me personally, so I don't have to drop anybody, I would just play Matt Ryan and deal with it.
Yeah, probably.
Sean Goglin, pick 2 wide receivers and 1 flex in a full PPR or half-point PPR. Robert Woods, yeah, he's playing. Tyler Boyd, Terry McLaurin, Jamison Crowder, Jonathan Taylor, Joshua Kelly. 2 wide receivers for me is going to be Woods and McLaurin. And then the flex would be Jonathan Taylor. If you're looking for a little bit more upside, go Tyler Boyd then.
Right.
Zach Peterson in a full PPR. Chark, Boyd, Parker, or Johnson? Chark for me.
Yep, that's my choice too. And also I had a question from Jerry Holters. He said he needs to start 3.5 PPR. Mixon, Kelly, Boyd, McLaurin, Parker, or Taylor. We need 3 of them. So McLaurin is 1. Parker is 2. If you want to play it safer, Boyd would be 3. Oh, you got Mixon in there too. No, I would go Parker, McLaurin, and Mixon for those 3.5 PPR for Jerry Holters. Whew. It's been a crazy night. Let me get a status check here. We're at I don't know. My phone has no signal right now.
For what?
I was gonna see how many subscribers you were at.
826.
Oh, you have it up over there. All right. Well, we're getting close. 174 away, if my math is correct.
174. There are 1,300 people watching right now, and all we need is 174 more subscribers on Headliner Gaming to hit our goal of 1,000. We have pinned the link to Headliner Gaming. There is the pinned comment. If you could go over and hit that subscribe button, even if you don't love playing games, even if you're like, if you're a supporter of Headliner Nation, if you could go do that and hit that subscribe button, we would greatly appreciate it. We're going to go play some Madden over there in a little bit. Jake's going to answer some questions there. I'm going to answer some questions there. We're going to chill out. We're going to have a good time. It's the Fantasy Headliners after party over there.
That's right. Ginger Fit Dad says he just subscribed. Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
It says OBJ, Deante Johnson, or Robert Woods. I think Woods may be the safest option there to choose from. I mean, if you're wanting to gamble, you gamble with Deante Johnson. Personally, though, I'm sticking with Bobby Trees.
Ben Paternick says that he has been subbed. Yeah, he also gets me killed because he challenges me to do crazy things and then I die.
Oh, what during Call of Duty?
Mm-hmm. He wanted me to take the 4-wheeler and do some burnouts with it, so I did, and then I got shot by somebody.
Perfect. Way to go,
Good job,
Ben. Good job, Ben.
Where'd we leave off in the super chats? Was it Zach Peterson? We did Chark. It's Melanator 420, flex non-PPR, Freeman, James White, or Tim Patrick. It's Tim Patrick for me. I can't trust the other two in a non-PPR.
Yep.
Popcorn Playa. Ooh, that's a new one.
That one.
Sanders, McKinnon, and Gordon. Pick 2 in a PPR. I'm gonna go Sanders there in a PPR and Gordon. Gus A, Crowder or Slayton. Slayton has so much upside this week. I'm going with Slayton. Splems. Trade Watson and Hunter Henry for Kittle. My QB would be Burrow. Also for flex, AJ Green or Justin Jackson. AJ Green for the flex. And going from Hunter Henry to Kittle and leaving yourself with Burrow, as long as you don't have any crazy point scoring system, I would be fine with that.
Yep.
I don't have an issue with that.
Not me neither.
Matt Daly, flex full PPR. Jamison Crowder, Phillip Lindsay, N'Keal Harry, Hines, Dearness Johnson, Emmanuel Sanders, Jamison Crowder there, 152.765,859,2432%.
Did you get Splem's flex also out of AJ Green or Justin Jackson?
Yeah, I said Green.
Okay, I didn't hear you. Awesome. Let's see here. What else we have over in the Headliners Club?
850 subscribers on Headliner Gaming. We're 150 away, baby.
I mean,
we're closing in.
Should I do a second of real talk here and tell them why we're doing this?
Yeah, let's do real talk.
All right, we'll do real talk because we like to be as transparent with you guys, right? That's why we say every week what we hit and what we miss.
And I'm gonna let it flow after real talk. So we're gonna hop back into these questions here in a minute.
Yeah, this is not gonna be a long real talk. I mean, football season ends. Fantasy football season ends end of the year. That means the bulk of everything that Kyle and I do will not get views. We're trying to have this stuff go year-round. We do videos year-round on this channel, but we need to try to find another avenue that can kind of supplement things when football season is not going on. We need 1,000 views on that other channel to get it monetized. If we can get it monetized,
1,000 subscribers.
What'd I say?
Views.
Yeah, 1,000 subscribers to get it monetized. So that's what we're trying to push for, just to give ourselves another avenue start of the year. Nothing is changing on this channel. We're still doing we're still doing 12 videos a week here. None of that stuff is changing. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to set ourselves up for the future and be a little bit proactive before football season is over with. So that's why we're asking for the help of that other channel.
And not only that, but we had a little bit of a scare to begin this year. I mean, you and I were super positive when we said football is going to happen. Like we had absolutely no doubt that we were going to have football, but still in the back of our minds, you and I were like, if there is no football, what's the backup plan? Like, how do we keep engaging with our audience? How do we keep doing this? This is just another avenue for us to do that. That's what it is. It's another avenue for us to engage with you. And the upside, in the off season, when there isn't a whole lot of football content, it will be another way for you to come hop in the chat, hang out with us, talk, just all that good stuff. So yeah, nothing's absolutely changing here. We're growing. That's all it is. We want to expand the Headliner brand to other areas. And we did that with gaming, and we have so many other ideas as well. Doing this, it just helps us continue to grow.
Yep. Well, I've seen some people say, hey, why not do basketball or baseball? We didn't have that opportunity this year. That was part of the plans, and it didn't happen. That's in the works also. Like I said, nothing's changing on this channel. It's not like we're going to go to the other one at the end of the year. This is still happening. This is just another way, another avenue for us to try to set ourselves up for something a little bit extra in the future. So,
yeah.
All right. You ready to get back to more questions, Kyle?
We ready to let this flow?
You going to flow it? And wow, he's even got to put on his...
Jake, you know the difference between you and I?
I know what you're going to say. I think I make this look good. Is that what you're going to say? I channeled my inner Kyle. I knew what you're going to say, but
what movie?
Whatever.
Did I get you? What movie's the quote from?
I don't watch TV, Kyle, so I don't know.
It's not TV.
No, it's not a movie.
A movie.
What the difference is between you and me? Oh, it's Men in Black.
Yes, there you go.
It's Will Smith in Men in Black.
Yes. That was it. All right.
Flow
All
it.
right. We ready to do this?
Yes.
Do you want to count me in this time?
Okay, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, drop my remaining fab on A.J. Brown, which is 47%. Depending on what you need, if you've got a pretty deep team and you don't think you're going to have to make a lot of moves, we're 5 weeks in now. That's a pretty big guy to get. So I would do it. That's fine. Spencer Sherwin, PPR, Hilton, Watkins, or Tate in the flex. That's going to be Hilton for me. Waller or Juju and a half PPR, it's going to be Juju. Should I start Damian Harris? You can. I would be looking for other options, though. Jefferson or Taylor and a flex PPR. I still typically lead towards the running back with Taylor, but if you need upside, it's Jefferson. Full PPR, one tight end and one flex. Jonnu Smith, Evan Ingram, Le'Veon Bell, Dearness Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, one tight end and one flex. Smith is higher for me this week. If you're concerned about that game, though, go with Evan Ingram. That's fine. And as far as the flex go, I will flex Bell in that position, even though I don't love it. Bobby Trees, Crowder, or Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson is my wide receiver 11 this week. I'm going to go him there. PPR, Hilton, Watkins, or Tate. Already got that one. It's Hilton. Need two in a standard. John Brown, Gallup, or Parker. It is Gallup and Parker because John Brown re-injured his hamstring possibly. CEH, Robinson, Davis, Carson, pick 3. CEH, Robinson, and Carson. Lindsey, Ingram, or Hines in a PPR. It's Ingram for me. Pick 2. Hollywood, Debo, Slayton, A.J. Brown, or Higgins. I'm going to go with Hollywood, and I'm going to go with Slayton. Singletary or Cup. I'll go with Cup. Flex, Tyler Boyd or Bobby Trees. It's Bobby Trees. Does it look like Cam is going to play right now? It's possibly a no, but I would go with Big Ben over him. James White, Justin Jackson, or Hines in a full PPR. I'll go with James White. Drop Landry or Dearness Johnson to pick up Schultz or Tanyan. Jonnu is my only tight end. I would drop Johnson to get Tanyan at this point. Matt Ryan or Danny Dimes. It's Matt Ryan. James White, Justin Jackson, or Hines. I already said White. Pick 2. Singletary, McKinnon, OBJ, Debo, Deante, Johnson. In a standard league, it is going to be OBJ and Singletary for me. Deante and Johnson has a comma, so I don't know if one is supposed to be like David Johnson or if it's supposed to be together. Not 100% sure. Singletary and OBJ based on what I see there. Dearness Johnson or Higgins or Edmonds. It's Higgins for me. Debo, start Debo Samuel in a full PPR. Sure, I have no problem with it. He is a start for me this week. Ryan Burrow, Kirk, Jimmy G, Danny Dimes, Fitz. Do I trust Ryan? Yeah, I would trust Ryan there. Kirk Cousins is not a bad start, though, if you need a little bit of upside. Gordon or Henderson, it's Gordon. Trade CeeDee Lamb and Mostert for Kelsey. I have Higbee and Schultz at tight end. If you already have Higbee and Schultz, just keep rolling with it and keep Lamb on your team. Juju, Jefferson, or Gurley, pick 2. It's Juju and Jefferson. Flex John Brown or Joshua Kelly. It's Joshua Kelly. John Brown may have re-injured his hamstring. E-Man, what's going on? Let me help you out here. Start 2 in a full PPR. Debo, Hollywood, Jefferson, OBJ, Parker, Ingram, Kelly. Holy crap. Is Kelly a better RB2 than Ingram? I would roll with Kelly over Ingram this week. If we're starting 2 with Hollywood, Jefferson, OBJ, Parker, I'm going to go with Jefferson and OBJ as my highest ranked players this week. Gibson or Henry, it's still Henry. Gibson or Henry, just got that one. Pick 2, Henry, Mike Davis, or James Robinson. It's Henry and James Robinson. Brees or Herbert, it's Brees. Singletary, Gallup, or Joshua Kelly in a standard. I'll roll with Singletary there. If you want to be safe, go with Kelly just in case. Gibson or Henry, it's 100% Henry. Why trust Matt Ryan? Both of his wideouts are hurt. They're not. I mean, they're banged up, but they've been playing. Bell or OBJ, it's OBJ. Gaskins or Debo, it's Debo. David Johnson or Mixon, it's David Johnson. Woods, McLaurin, or Chark, it's Woods and Chark for me. Mostert or Edelman, it's Edelman. Brees or Herbert, it's Brees. Cam Akers or Malcolm Brown to start, Malcolm Brown. roster to the rest of the season. Le'Veon, Dearness, or Swift. I'm tossing Dearness out to the side. DJ Moore or Tyler Boyd. DJ Moore has higher upside. Gurley is an RB2. Yep, absolutely. Julio trade potential. It depends on what you can get. If you mean in the league, I don't think Julio's getting traded. Higbee or Ebron, I've got Higbee higher. Jay Smooth or Mike Gaseki, Smooth is higher for me. Tyler Lockett or Tyreek Hill, it's Tyreek Hill. Brees or Big Ben, it's Big Ben. Jefferson or Chark, it's Chark. Higbee or Ebron, Higbee. Slayton or Landry, Slayton. Jay Smooth or Gaseki, already got that. Crowder or Debo in a full PPR, I'll go with Crowder or Slayton, Slayton. Kyle, you rock. See you on the gaming, bro. Thanks, E-Man. Gage, Shenault, Higgins, or Cobb. I'm going to go with Gage there. Gage or Slayton, it's Slayton. Matt Ryan or Derek Carr, Matt Ryan. Drake or James Robinson, James Robinson. Higbee or Olsen, it's Higbee. Jay Smooth or Mike Gesicki, Jay Smooth. Jonnu or Henry. For this week, it's John New. Antonio Gibson or A.J. Brown, it's Antonio Gibson. Hollywood or Justin Jefferson, it's Justin Jefferson. Michael Thomas or Gage, it's Michael Thomas. Hunt or Odell, it's Hunt. Do I trade Robinson and Chark for McCaffrey and Woods? Yes, I'm good with that. Trade Mike Davis for Kenyon Drake? Yes, do that. Crowder or Slayton, it's Slayton. OBJ, Connor, Deante, Hollywood in the flex, it's Connor for me. Hollywood Brown or Justin Jefferson, it's Justin Jefferson. Freeman or Murray, I will take Murray. Kyle R or Jake H. It's fancy headliners over everybody. Love you guys. Love you too, Corey. Jefferson or Samuel, Jefferson. James Robinson or Chris Carson, James Robinson. Bridgewater or Allen, it's Teddy B. Higbee or Ingram, it's Higbee. Beasley or T.Y. Hilton, it's the Beasles. A.J. Brown or C.D. Lamb, it's C.D. Lamb. 878 on the gaming channel. Let's go. Let's get to 1,000 people. We're almost there. Go hit that subscribe button. Drake or Kelly, it's Drake. Jefferson or Gordon, it's Jefferson. Lindsey or Edmonds, it's Lindsey. Trade Odell for Josh Jacobs, I'm good with that. Mike Davis or Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is probably a little bit safer. They're going to be throwing the ball quite a bit. Crowder, Edelman, it's Crowder. Bell, Gaskin, Monster, it's going to be Bell for me, but I don't love it. PPR, Woods or Holiday, it's Woods. Love this channel. Keep up the amazing content. Appreciate it, Jeff. Cup or more, it's Cup for me. Terrell, too nice is not nice. He's kind of a jerk, it looks like. Josh Kelly or Melvin Gordon. I'll go with Melvin Gordon. Should I put Mostert in? It depends on who you have. Crowder, Edelman, it's Crowder. Moss or Akers, both of those options suck. Can you get anybody else? Try it. Woods or Chark, it's Woods. McKinnon or Drake, it's Drake. Debo or Jonnu, I'll roll with Debo there over Jonnu. Even though I don't love it, I'd rather play Jonnu. AJ or Jefferson, it's going to be Jefferson this week. Gore or Duke Johnson, it's Gore. Crowder or Lamb, we're going to go Lamb for the upside. DJ Moore or Singletary, we'll go DJ Moore there for the upside. Jake, someone said go get a beer. Beasley, Gage, or Dearness, let's go with the Beasles. Ertz or Ingram, it's Ertz. Jefferson or Metcalf, it's Metcalf. Godwin or Kittle, it's Kittle because Godwin is not playing this week. Frank, wait, no, hold on a second. They already played. It's Saturday night.
Yeah.
Probably talking about a trade. It depends. Kittle is absolutely slaying right now. I would rather not trade him. I would rather keep him. If you're trying to trade Godwin, it depends on what else you have at wide receiver. Is Michael Thomas playing? We don't know yet. Gaskin or Duke Johnson or Gaskin or David Johnson? I don't know. If it's David Johnson, go with him over Gaskin. If it's Duke Johnson, go with Gaskin over him.
Okay, my turn. All right, perfect. Jake G, appreciate you. Odell, Drake, Sanders, picks 2.5 PPR. Man, if you want to play it a little bit safer, I'm going to go with Drake and Sanders there still. Tough matchup for Odell. Chuck Cassio, half PPR, dropping 2. Peterson, Swift, Hill, Malcolm Brown, Dobbins. Should I drop more than 2? I have Singletary and Drake starting. I mean, honestly, right now, I'm not too high on owning majority of those guys. If I had to drop 2 right off the bat, Brian Hill and probably DeAndre Swift as of right now. I mean, if you're looking long-term, hold on to Swift and drop Malcolm Brown since Cam Akers is coming back. Big O, Bridgewater or Josh Allen in a standard league. I mean, I still have Josh Allen higher. I mean, obviously that game is a gamble, though. If you don't want to take that gamble, we both love Teddy Bridgewater this week. Gus A, should I risk starting Michael Thomas over Slayton? I mean, it's a risk, right? I mean, there's so many question marks surrounding a lot of these guys on Monday and Tuesday. You just don't know. If you want the for sure play, it's Slayton. I mean, Slayton is the safer option as of right now, but obviously if Michael Thomas plays, you want to start him. Dustin Stone, David Johnson or DJ Chark for flex in a full PPR. Also, should I sweat Allen at QB this week since A-Rod is my backup? I mean, guys, this is just one of those situations where you have to determine if you want to take that risk or not. As of right now, the game is going to be played. As of right now, it's looking that way, but it can change on Tuesday morning at this point. We just don't know for sure. It just depends how much, risk you want to take. As for your David Johnson or DJ Chark in a flex, I have David Johnson a little bit higher there. It's Black Ace. Should I trade Gurley for Hollywood? No, I'm keeping Gurley there. I have Mixon, Connor, Harrison, Eckler. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping Gurley. Wide receivers are Allen, Diggs, Debo, Slayton, and Higgins. I'll have to drop one. Nope, I don't make that deal. I keep exactly what you got. I like what you got, actually. All Rise 99, Jimmy G or Minshew, standard 6-point touchdown. As of right now, since Jimmy G is, not 100%, give me Gardner Minshew here this week as a top 10 option. Jordan Kaba, half PPR, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Robert Woods, Devontae Parker, DJ Chark, Justin Jefferson, Le'Veon Bell, and D'Ernest Johnson. You need 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. I'm going with Woods. I'm going with Woods, Parker, and Justin Jefferson in the flex. I'm not going to touch Le'Veon Bell right there. Omar Mosa. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce that. Omar, half PPR. Trade Chark for Drake. I have CEH and Murray, Jackson, and D'Ernest benched. Eckler on IR. Wide receivers are Godwin, Cooper, Ridley, Chark, and Higgins. You're pretty... you have options at wide receiver, but they're hurt, right? Chris Godwin's hurt. Calvin Ridley's not 100%. If you trade DJ Chark, you're going to be pretty thin at wide receiver. If you're willing to take that risk, then yeah, grab yourself that second running back because you do need it. Jacob Davis, Justin Jackson, Chase Edmonds, or Cam Akers in a full PPR. I don't like to start any one of those, but I'll take a stab on Chase Edmonds and cross my fingers. Jimmy Morrell, standard flex. McKinnon, Melvin Gordon, or Tyler Boyd. Being that this is a standard and not a PPR, I'm probably going to lean towards Melvin Gordon there for the volume he should see on the ground. Hector Urano, appreciate you, Hector. Wide receiver 2 for week 5. Keep Jarvis Landry, or I dropped and I picked up Darius Slayton. Or a recommendation for wide receiver 2 on waivers. I have Hopkins as his wide receiver 1, Adams on a bye, Ingram as his flex, and then got Davis and Singletary. So it's really the question between Landry and Slayton or somebody else on waivers. Landry may have this safer floor, but the higher ceiling, if you need to make up some points maybe, is Darius Slayton. It just depends if you want to play it safer with Landry or shoot for the home run with Darius Slayton. Personally, I'd probably just roll with Jarvis Landry. 24/7 Sports. Who the fook is the flex tight end? Juju or Melvin Gordon? Jonnu or Ingram? Keep killing it, boys. Appreciate the work. All right, so the first question, Juju or Melvin Gordon in your flex? I'm going to go with Juju there. Jonnu Smith or Evan Ingram at tight end? I like Jonnu Smith more. But with all the worry about that game, if you don't want that risk, then you go Evan Ingram. But if you're willing to take that risk, I go Jonnu. Juice Freeman, Kamara plus the 4th pick for X, which I'm guessing is Eckler, and a first pick. MS, J-Rob, J-Tay left. I'm kind of confused at the question. So it's Kamara and the 4th pick for Eckler and the first pick. I would still rather have Kamara and the 4th pick. I don't really understand what the MS, I'm guessing Miles Sanders, James Robinson, Jonathan Taylor left. Personally, I'm going to stick with Kamara and the 4th. Jake G, trade Sanders for Eckler. I have Jacobs, Hunt, and Drake. No, I hold on to Sanders right now. There's just no guarantee that Eckler is going to come back and be 100% by the end of the year. Andy M, PPR flex and wide receiver 2, Odell, Debo, Thomas, and Crowder. We can pick 2. Well, Debo is going to be one of them. For the other one, it's going to be Michael Thomas as long as he plays. If he doesn't, I'm going to transfer over to Odell Beckham. Terrell Too Nice, see you out there. Appreciate you, Terrell. Rick, Debo or Gaskin in a full PPR flex? I'm going with Debo Samuel. It's Lord Snow. Which do I start, the Rams or the Niners? I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rams there against Kyle Allen and the Washington football team. Whew. And then Dave Lowe, name a more iconic duo than Jake or Kyle. I doubt there's any. Hey, Dave, there's not. this nation, this community is killing it. Absolutely killing it. There is no, sure, there's channels out there, non-fantasy related, that have millions of subscribers that, they get tons of, there is not a fantasy channel out there, a football related channel, that is killing it more than this community right here, and it's because of you guys also. It's not just me and Kyle putting the camera on. We wouldn't be anything without the people watching the videos. Woo! It's like a Ric Flair woo. What do you think, Kyle? You got a woo for me?
Woo!
There we go. There's the woo.
Nathan DeSolo throwing out a donation. Thanks so much. Chris Zapelli, Juju or Boyd for the wide receiver. I have a flex Drake, Juju or Boyd. Juju over Boyd for me. And then for the flex Drake, Juju or Boyd, I'll go with, since you're already playing Juju over there, I would then flex Drake for safety. Mark Cleveland says, y'all may have answered this already. I missed it. Trade Gallup for Debo. I'll take Debo the rest of the year.
Yeah, I love Debo. I love Debo. I drafted a lot of Debo Samuel this year, even though he was hurt because people were passing on him. And here we are, going into the 5th week of the season, he's coming back, and Debo can put up some big numbers regardless of format, and I love that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 11 o'clock in the evening. Okay.
On the East Coast.
On the East Coast. On the East Coast. Over on Headliner Gaming. Okay. Pinned comment right there in the chat so you can see it. We have 883 subscribers. The goal by the end of tonight is 1,000. It doesn't cost you anything. It's 100% free. And all it takes is 2 clicks. Click on the link, click on subscribe. 30 seconds of your time. If you can do that and help support us, it'd be greatly appreciated, because we're going to get ready to move the party over there for the after party.
The after party. We're moving the club to the after party.
We're
heading to the house somewhere.
The Headliner club to the after party.
We're trying to find the house to hang out and play video games now after the club.
I'm going to go over there. I'm going to be playing some Madden. I'm going to be answering more fantasy questions in the chat. Jake's going to be in the chat. He's going to be answering fantasy questions for a while. Okay. So again, it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's 30 seconds. It would help us greatly. That's the only thing that we're asking for is a subscribe. If you can do that, that would be awesome.
Heck yeah. And here we are. We've been going for 2 hours, answered thousands, it feels like, of questions. I mean, I'm out of water, which is never a good thing. But hey, this is what we do. I mean, this is what it's all about. There's so many other people out there that just want to put out content, want people to watch it, but we actually want to talk to you guys. I mean, we recognize so many of these names on a weekly basis, not just from comments on videos throughout the week, but here every Saturday. I mean, that stuff is awesome. I mean, we're building an actual community here. It's not just a bunch of people. I mean, we've gotten to know a lot of people in this community, and it's amazing to see. Absolutely, we look forward to doing this every week. UDog111 says Josh Kelly and James White in a full PPR. Full PPR, I'm still gonna go towards James White, even though I don't love it, but it's still the better option in a full PPR.
Mark Gorton Jr., 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. Ridley, DK, Juju, AK-47, Jacobs, Hunt, and Drake. Holy cow. Well, you're definitely playing Alvin Kamara and Hunt at wide receiver.
No, you're going to play him at running back.
What?
You're going to play him at running back, not wide receiver.
Or running back, excuse me. Ridley and DK are my wide receivers. Josh Jacobs is my flex. Unless you want some more upside, then you can go with Juju there. Ace Unchained 26 running backs. Joe Mixon, Jonathan
DK.
Taylor. What?
Don't overlook DK Metcalf hiding in there.
I said DK.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't hear that.
My 2 wide receivers would be Ridley and DK. Juju would be the flex over Jacobs if you want a little bit more upside.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. Ace Unchained 26. Running backs, Mixon, Taylor, Gibson, and Gaskin. Wide receivers, Thomas, Adams, Gallaudet, and McLaurin. Who traded Dalvin Cook for Michael Thomas, good or bad? I would have not made that trade.
I wouldn't have either.
Because you would have still had Adams, Gallaudet, and McLaurin with Mixon, Taylor, and Cook. I would not have made that deal because you basically traded your best running back for a wide receiver that you didn't really need. So I would not have done that if I were you. Wes Bearden, thoughts on Jimmy G versus the Dolphins? The Vegas line bumped to 51. Thanks. I don't trust that matchup a whole lot with him coming back. I mean, you could go that route, but there's guys like Teddy B who you could probably also get off waivers this week, or other guys you could get off waivers that to me are a little safer.
Yeah.
The Real G Squared, who is an overall better choice to cover my wide receiver bye weeks? AJ Brown or Gallaudet? Oh, it's Gallaudet, 100%. Gallaudet, 110.5.
I like it a lot.
Brandon Shores, pick 3, Mixon, Chark, Moore, Gibson, Slayton. Is going to be Mixon, Chark, and Gibson for me if it's a PPR. Hector Urano, keep holding on to Alshon Jeffrey. Thanks. Keep up the good work. Great show. I'm not really holding him. No, I don't have any intentions of holding him unless this is a really deep league and you need a lot of help at wide receiver, then you can, but I'm not expecting a whole lot. The 49ers defense or the Arizona defense, I'm going with the Arizona defense to bounce back against the New York Jets this week.
You better believe it, Gus A. I'm going to Arizona too. Going up against Joe Flacco and the Jets sounds delicious for a defensive matchup.
Headliner Nation, we are less than 100 subscribers from hitting 1,000 over on Headliner Gaming. We have 918 right now. We are getting ready to bounce out of here, and we're going to go take 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Going to get something to drink real quick. Going to go peeps real quick, stretch the legs for a minute. I'll be back, fire up the PlayStation, get the stream going, and then we'll be at Headliner Gaming to continue talking fantasy football with all of you. We're at 920 right now. So if 80 people that are currently watching, if 80 of the 1,172 people that are currently watching can click on the pinned link in the comment section and go hit that subscribe button, we will hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers tonight right now. That's all we need. 80 of you to go do that if you can. We've had a couple more super chats come in. Alex Palmao, Singletary, Connor, and Jacobs. Pick 2 in a standard league. It's Connor and Jacobs.
Yep.
Greg Rivers, start Gibson or Kelly in the flex for a PPR. It's going to be Gibson.
Gibson. Love Gibson there. Absolutely. Awesome. All right, here it is, 11:05 East Coast time. Like Kyle said, we're going to go take a super quick break, and then we're going to come back to Headliner Gaming. So make sure you go subscribe. Kyle's going to answer fantasy football questions. I'm going to be answering fantasy football questions in the chat, interacting with you guys for a little bit longer. So make sure as soon as this ends, go get a drink yourself. Go to the bathroom yourself and then come back. We're going to be live and ready to go.
We're at 940. We only need 60 more of you to hit that subscribe button, baby. Hit the subscribe button. Come over to Headliner Gaming in a couple of minutes and we'll talk some more fantasy football.
Yep, and I see a couple more real quick popped in. Ivan Flores, Will Fuller, or A.J. Brown, going with Will Fuller there. And Harold Sedano, he says, yo, what's going on, Harold? PPR Flex, Hunter Henry, or Debo. Love the channel. Thank you so much for the support. And it's going to be Debo Samuel there this week. But here we go, Kyle. We appreciate the support for all you guys tonight. I mean, we've had 1,700 people at a time watching. We got 1,300 likes. Love the interaction with you guys, and we love to do this on a weekly basis. Thank you so much for all of the support. We would not be here. We would be nothing without you guys, so we don't overlook that. We don't take it for granted. Freddie Toll, it's Cup, just so you know, with all those exclamation marks. But we're going to head out of here. Going to head over to Headliner Gaming. We'll see you guys.
Less than 50 people. Less than 50 subscribers.
In just a couple minutes. If we can hit 1,000 before we kick up that stream, I'm going to give something away tonight. So,
boy.
So you got to hit, but it's got to hit 1,000 tonight. I'll give something away to somebody who heads over to Headliner Gaming. So if you head over there, I'll give something away on the channel tonight. Head over there right now.
We only need 40 more subscribers by the time
Kyle, I can't sign out of here if you keep talking. We're so close. Absolutely. But here we go. We're heading out here now. We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes. If you want a chance to win something, you know where to go. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. Thanks.